Good morning, students. Welcome back. Again, we are here to continue with our topic of materials. And yes, again, I promise that we'll have a good deep dive discussion on the various concepts. Also, if there are any queries, last session or the previous session, you may just put it across. I'll first address your queries and then we will take ahead our deliberation. So, yes, Hardik. Go ahead, Hardik. Technical team, please allow unmute.
Good morning, sir. Hello.
Yes, Hardik.
Good morning, sir. Sir,
Good morning.
In your extra questions, sir, question number 3, I was not able to solve because it was getting answer in decimals.
Okay. See, let me
Sir,
make one thing clear, students. There is no problem in getting answers in decimals. Many times we are expecting that all our answers will be in round figures. That is not necessary. At
yes, sir.
times, out of 10, maybe 1 or 2 questions may have answers in decimals, and that is very acceptable. So there is a possibility that your answer would be in decimals. So it is fine. Not a problem, Hardik.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Sir,
Yeah,
can
good
you
morning,
please
madam.
recheck the answer? Can I tell you the answer?
Okay, just allow me some time. Allow me some
Okay,
time.
sir.
We'll see if we can check all those answers.
Okay,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. Who else is there?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
सर कहना ये था कि आप जो पढ़ा रहे हैं वो तो फॉर्मूला बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस बताते हैं, समझाते हैं, और जैसे कि किताब में बिल ऑफ मटेरियल्स है, बोर्ड्स रिसिप्ट नोट्स है, ये सारे थ्योरेटिकल टॉपिक्स है, आप पढ़ा नहीं
सॉरी,
पा रहे हैं।
कौन से
और
टॉपिक्स आप
जैसे
बता रहे हैं?
बिल ऑफ मटेरियल थ्योरेटिकल टाइप का सर, जो एज ए डिस्क्रिप्टिव टाइप का क्वेश्चन 14th मार्क्स आप पूछ दिया जाता है एग्जाम में।
हाँ, तो एग्जाम्पल बताइए ना। अगर आपने मटेरियल चैप्टर में कोई क्वेश्चन पढ़ा तो आप मुझे बताइए आपका कौन सा क्वेश्चन में डाउट है।
तो जैसे कि सर हम बताना चाह रहे हैं
हाँ, बताइए।
कि जैसे कि जैसे ड्यूटीज ऑफ स्टोर कीपर, फिर स्टोर रिकॉर्ड्स, द रिकॉर्ड्स ऑफ स्टोर्स विल बी मेंटेन्ड इन डिफॉल्ट, बिन कार्ड्स, स्टोर कंट्रोल
करेक्ट।
कार्ड्स, स्टोर
तो कैसा है बेटा,
लेजर।
आज का अपना सेशन बाकी है ना?
तो
इफ यू
सर आप
रिमेम्बर, एक मिनट, लेट मी कंप्लीट बेटा। इफ यू रिमेम्बर, आई हैड मेंशन्ड कि हम 3 चीजें पढ़ने वाले हैं। वन इज अकाउंटिंग, वन इज कंट्रोलिंग, वन इज चार्जिंग। एंड इफ यू रिमेम्बर,
यस
हमने लास्ट लेक्चर में केवल कंट्रोलिंग ही पढ़ा है। अकाउंटिंग, जिसमें अभी आपने जो भी मुझे बताया, बिन कार्ड, स्टॉक कंट्रोल कार्ड, स्टोर्स लेजर, बेटा दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ अकाउंटिंग प्रोसीजर्स। And
यस
then
सर,
even the charging part is left. So yes, definitely it is left out, but it is left out because वो टॉपिक पर हम अभी तक आए नहीं ना। पिछला हमारा एक ही तो सेशन हुआ अभी तक मटेरियल्स का। एंड आई थॉट
यस
दैट
सर,
विल, और मैंने, अगर आपको याद रहेगा, पिछले सेशन में स्पेसिफाई भी किया कि आई एम टेकिंग
यस सर,
प्रैक्टिकल फर्स्ट, सो दैट आप उसका प्रैक्टिस करके आए आज और प्रैक्टिकल के डाउट्स पूछे, क्योंकि डाउट्स आपको प्रैक्टिकल में ही आने हैं। करेक्ट बेटा?
यस सर, यस सर,
So
थैंक यू
don't
सर।
worry. In the allotted time, I'll complete the entire chapter. जैसे हमने फर्स्ट चैप्टर भी कंप्लीट किया, दिस ऑल्सो विल बी कंप्लीटेड। और अगर मैं कोई चीज छोड़ रहा हूं तो मान के चलिए वो बहुत बेसिक या सिंपल होगा, जो मैंने ओरली एक्सप्लेन भी कर दिया होगा। केवल मैं उससे पॉइंट वाइज नहीं जा पाऊंगा बिकॉज ऑफ paucity of time and not importance of that topic in exams, right?
ठीक
Yes,
है,
Krishna,
थैंक यू
right.
सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
Good morning beta, please tell me.
सर, जो आपने प्रीवियस क्लास के अंदर 6 क्वेश्चन करवाया था उसका सेकंड समझ में नहीं आया सर।
सॉरी, प्लीज रिपीट। क्या नहीं समझ में आया?
आपने प्रीवियस क्लास के अंदर क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 मतलब करवाया तो नहीं था, लेकिन मैंने खुद से किया तो मेरे को सेकंड वाला समझ में नहीं आया।
दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस ना। और किसी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि जो क्वेरी क्वेश्चंस थे उसके आंसर्स एक बार हम, सो विल जस्ट हैव अ फास्ट गो थ्रू, सो दैट
ओके,
जिसके जो भी क्वेश्चंस हैं वी विल डेफिनेटली आंसर। यस बेटा।
थैंक यू सर।
या, आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग योर क्वेरीज फर्स्ट, और उसके बाद इन द फर्स्ट 10-15 मिनट्स आई विल गो टू द क्वेश्चंस जो हमने नहीं किए हैं, या मतलब क्लास में सॉल्व नहीं किए, एंड देन आई विल प्रोसीड विद द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक। यस कृष्ण। Yes, students, anybody else? Any further doubts, queries relating to whatever we have done till now?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please tell me, beta.
सर लास्ट में जो क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 आपने कराया था उसमें
हम्म,
सबसेक्शन 3 में जो क्वेश्चन आपने कराया था वो समझा नहीं सर। क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 में 3 थर्ड वन।
ठीक है। तो लेट मी आई डू वन थिंग, आई गो इन सीक्वेंस ओनली। सो जब 10 आ जाएगा, मे बी वो हो गया है, हम उससे वापस गो थ्रू कर लेंगे। फाइन, चलो। सो शुड वी स्टार्ट? Excellent. So be connected, attend live as far as possible so that you will be able to ask all your queries here itself. And जो practical और live में आप solving करवाएंगे या आप समझेंगे, that will be always more fruitful. So with this, let me take ahead. We'll go through fast question answers of the left out questions. We did one in class. If I'm not wrong, we even did the second one in class. So third one का मुझे EOQ बता दीजिए फटाफट in chat. In chat, give me the answer for third. 2846 is the first answer. Anybody else? Is 2846 the answer? See, the this one is clear. The formula is 2 into 8,10,000 into 10 divided by this into this. So it comes to rupees 2. Right? So I think 2846 is the right answer. It may be rounded off to fraction, right? Anybody else has a doubt in this? Let us go to question number 4, which again was simple. You have to find out EOQ. Manufacturer purchases 800 units. Price is 30. Annual usage is 800 units. So again, the formula is straightforward and simple. It is 2 into 800 into 100 upon cost of holding given is 4. So what is the EOQ for this question? 200. 200. Good. So the answer for this is 200 is your EOQ. Then there is one more question asked, number of orders placed, which will be 4 because 800 is your AR. And if you're going to buy 200 in one lot, that is at one time, if you're buying 200, so 800 divided by 200, you have to place total 4 orders during the year. Great. Fourth we did in the class. Fifth we did in the class. Let me take you to sixth. What is the EOQ for sixth? 2,400. Again, let us just read. Here the word is monthly demand, 4,000. So your annual will be into 12 months, so 48,000. Now, what is more important is, please pay attention, dear students. Here the 4,000 demand, monthly demand is of the product. This is important because we are computing EOQ. EOQ is a concept related to your materials, raw materials, and not your output. Now, this 4,000 is right now not my AR for my material. Why? Because 4,000 is my demand for the product. So when I compute 4,000 into 12 months, I'm still on the demand of my final product. I want to find out the demand for my inputs, that is my raw material. So this line is important. The product required a component X. So whatever EOQ we are computing for our inputs. So in this example, it is component X, जिसका purchase price है 20. Now this is important for every finished product. 1 unit of the component is required. So this is my annual demand for the product. Now I multiplied by 1 component. So again, I get 48,000, which is the AR for my components because I need to compute AR for the material and not for the product. So maybe आपने अगर इस बात पे ध्यान नहीं दिया है, please pay attention. Luckily, your answer is right because 48,000 is also the AR for the final product. And luckily, it is also the AR for your inputs. But we have to find out for input. इसका आपको importance आएगा आगे वाले questions में. So 2 into AR into your ordering cost is 120 into, upon your carrying cost is 10%. 10% of 20 comes to 2. So this is your answer. So this you get as your EOQ. Hardik, you said sir diya tha. I did not get this. Okay. So what is the EOQ for this? It is 2400. Perfect. Now, what has happened? Now the supplier is offering some minimum lot size. Now this was just a practice sum so that you could just do practice of computing total cost. So I intentionally gave multiple options that you find out total cost for all these options. What is total cost? Purchase cost, ordering cost, carrying cost. Our trial and error format, if you all remember. See. So you have to solve this sum by this trial and error format, whereby you will find out all these order sizes given, order quantities given, and you will compute the total cost, total material cost. So what are the options given in this sum? First was 100, 500, 1500, 2000. Then you have 4,000, 10,000, 24,000. And then 36,000 and 48,000. So these are your different choices. And along with this, you have your EOQ, which you have already computed as 2,400. You have to find out total cost, annual purchase, annual ordering, annual carrying, and your total cost, right? There are some questions. Okay, Hardik, understood. Srini says, sir, we consider discount in inventory valuation and also in trade credit policy in financial management, which is different conceptually. Why is that? I actually did not get your question, Srini. I read it again. Achha, in the meantime, Hardik, just do one thing. Post the answers for each of these quantities, the total cost. So for 100, for 500, for 1500, just post the answers till the time I answer Srini. Srini, your question is, sir, we consider discount in inventory valuation and also in trade credit policy in financial management. Srini, actually, I'm not able to still comprehend your question. Will you please unmute and ask so that I can answer you appropriately? Hardik also put for 100 and 500. Yes. Srini, can you just unmute and ask me, beta?
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. So in financial management, we calculate discount for purchasing an item.
One second. This is what I'm not getting. In financial management, you calculate discount.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trade credit policy.
Okay.
Trade payable. Credit is
okay.
So in that case, we will calculate discount based on the discount period. So there we will calculate discount, and here also we will calculate discount. So which one is better? Like there also there will be a different period will be mentioned. Here also there will be a different period. So which one we need to select it? Whether we need to select the inventory valuation or as per the trade credit policy.
Okay. Now I'll put one more question. Whether discount is considered even in accounts or not?
That's one that is my question, sir. Because like we will calculate either inventory valuation discount or in trade credit policy.
Good.
So which one we
it's
need
good
to take
that you are comparing different topics. Firstly, I'm pronouncing your name correct, na? It is Srini only, na?
Yeah, it's Srinivasan. You can say
Yeah.
that Srini.
So you have done the short form, Srinivasan. So Srini, your question is very apt. I'll ask all other students also to focus, because what Srini is trying to do is he's trying to link two different subjects, but with the same concept of discount. So his question is, sir, we are computing some discount vis-a-vis the credit policy in our FM topic. Again, there is some accounting of discount given in your, even in your accounts, which you have studied right from standard 11. Trade discount का क्या करना है, cash discount का क्या करना है, etc. And similarly, there is some discount over here. Now he wants to understand the interlinkage. Let me explain you one thing, students. See, discount is one of the common aspects of any business. So when you're running business, either on the sales side or on the purchase side or on both sides, you'll have discount, which is part and parcel of any business practice. Now the question is how to treat this discount. This word is important. Treat. Treat means उसका क्या करना है accounting में, उसको handle कैसे करना है costing में, उसको कहाँ पे adjust करना है, minus करना है, divide करना है. That is what I mean by treatment. Now understand one thing, Srini and everyone, that every subject or every concept, I'll say, not even subject, because even in costing in different chapters, you'll have discount effect. Every subject or concept has certain ideology, certain reasons, and certain background effect of every item. So now I'll take the example of discount. When I'm putting it in the concept of EOQ, let us say, which is part of your costing chapter, you'll also find it in other subjects because EOQ is a concept. It's not limited to costing. The purpose of EOQ is finding out the quantity that you should order to minimize your total cost. Here, the effect of discount is we are deducting the discount from our purchase cost. And also we are checking whether this discount will affect our carrying cost. Here, the purpose is finding out total cost. Whereas when you come to FM, the example that you gave of credit policy, over there, the discount that we are computing is to judge that if I'm giving a particular number of days of credit, and that should counter the amount which I'm spending on bank interest. Because see, when I'm giving somebody credit, let us say I'm selling my goods on credit, so I'm going to get my money that much late. If I'm going to get my money that much late, or let us say on the purchase side, if my creditor is giving me some credit period, but if I want to make the payment early, if I'm making payment early to my creditor, it means to that extent I'm using my bank money, which has some interest cost. So over there, when we are calculating discount and to decide our credit policy, if for how many days credit, if I'm making early payment, what should be the discount? The basic idea is comparing the finance cost. One finance cost is the bank interest, the other finance cost is discount. So in fact, here also in one of the sums, you will find that that is an interesting concept. And similarly, when you come to accounts, you have to check whether it is trade discount, because if it is trade discount, you'll not adjust it anywhere in your P&L. But if it is a cash discount, it will be adjusted in P&L. So the concept or the item of discount is same because it is part of your business. But in every chapter, every concept, wherever it is applied, we have to check what is the purpose of that concept, like EOQ ka purpose kya hai, credit policy ka purpose kya hai, and accordingly, we have to check the treatment of that discount in that particular concept. Fine. So it is differently applied everywhere because it has different applications in every subject or every concept. I hope I was able to answer you. I'll just read out the answers. I'm reading out the total cost for every level. So the first level was 100 units. The total cost is 10,17,700. For 500 units, it is 9,72,020. 1,500, it is 9,65,340. For 2,000, it is 9,64,880. For 4,000, 9,65,440. Then for 10,000, it is 9,70,576. 24,000, 9,84,240. 36,000, it is 996,160. 48,000, it is 10,08,120. Fine. So these are the different figures. I'm sure everybody would have had these figures. Sanjeevan, allow me some time to answer your question. I'll take your question in a while. Let me just complete this, what we are dealing with right now. So now we come to 7th sum, which we already completed last lecture. We go to 8th sum. So your annual requirement is 36,000. Presently, you are buying in 6 installments. So this is your present inventory policy. Price is ₹1. Ordering cost is 25. Carrying cost is 20% of 1. So it will come to 0.2. So what is the EOQ here? EOQ is 300. Okay. And what is the savings? I'm sure now you know how to find out savings. Savings is comparing the total cost of EOQ with the total cost of the present inventory policy. present inventory policy is placing order of 6,000 units, whereas your EOQ is 300 units. We will find out total cost of both, and the difference between that is your savings by employing EOQ. So the savings is 150 rupees. I hope everybody has this answer, that the saving is 150 rupees. That is the difference between total cost of EOQ and total cost of the present inventory policy, which is placing order of 6,000 units. Coming to ninth question. Again, here monthly demand is given. The demand is given of the product. Then I find out this, how much I require. Luckily here also it is 1 unit only. So for every final product, I'll require 1 unit of my component. So luckily here also for product and for raw material, the annual requirement will come to same. So monthly demand is 2,500. So definitely if that is the case, your annual requirement is 30,000 units, right? Now with this, let us find out EOQ. EOQ is 1,500 units and the savings is 960. Is this right? Divya, what do you want me to explain again, beta? So I hope everybody has got this answer. EOQ is 1,500 and the savings is 960 rupees. Again, how do we find out savings? We find out total cost of operating at EOQ level, that is by placing order of 1,500 units, and of the present inventory policy. Now, what is the present inventory policy? At present, they are placing orders which is equal to 3 months consumption. So per month, if it is 2,500, 3 months it will be 7,500 units. So you find out the total cost of these two and compare. Divya, Ramya, what you want me to explain in question number 8 again? Tambeshwari, savings we have already done with the last lecture. You find out total cost of both the levels and the difference is savings. Total cost is your purchase cost plus ordering cost plus carrying cost. See this we did last lecture. We solved few sums here. See this concept. You find out total material cost for all the levels. And then the difference between the two levels is your savings. We did this last lecture also. Here itself there would be answers somewhere. I don't recall. I think I wrote the answers on the PDF itself. Srini, beta, giving you the answer key because I don't have all the answers already solved or written somewhere. Let's see if I can manage something. I'll do that, but I don't have anything written as of now. All the answers question wise. These are my compilations which I made just before this lecture started, that is previous lecture, so that I could explain you the concepts in detail. Okay. I'll just do one thing because some people have doubt with this savings part. I'll just solve this 9 sum to find out this savings. So firstly, I hope everybody got 1,500 EOQ. Now we have to find out what the savings that arise from switching over to the EOQ system. So presently what they are doing, presently they are placing orders which is equal to 3 months consumption. 3 months consumption is 2,500, which is monthly into 3 months, it comes to 7,500. So your present inventory policy is placing order for 7,500 units. But we are suggesting that since the EOQ as per our formula is 1,500, you should place order for 1,500. So we will prepare statement showing total cost. Now I have to compare total cost of two levels. One is my EOQ and one is the present inventory policy. Present inventory policy is placing order for 7,500 and EOQ is Now, you first find out your annual purchase cost. As I mentioned last time also, until and unless there is a discount, the annual purchase cost for all levels would be same. So your annual requirement is 30,000 units, which is your AR. And your purchase cost is rupees 2. So 30,000 into rupees 2 is equal to rupees 60,000. So this is your purchase cost for 1,500 also and for 7,500 also. Now you compute your annual ordering cost. I hope you all remember the formula. Annual ordering cost is AR upon order size into O, right? Now, if this is the formula for AR, let me compute this for 1,500 units and also for 7,500 units. So 30,000 is my AR. In case of EOQ, 1,500 units. And ordering cost is 15. Correct? Similarly, for this, it is 7,500 units into again 15. Correct? So here it comes to some 60 rupees. And here it will come to, I think, 300 rupees. Am I right? Then we come to annual carrying cost, which is order size upon 2 into C. Again, I compute for both the levels. Firstly, for 1,500 levels, it is 1,500 upon 2 into my ordering cost is 15 and my carrying cost is 20% per annum. 20% multiplied by our purchase price, which is rupees 2. So it will be 40 paise. Correct? 20% of rupees 2 is 40 paise. Similarly, 7,500 units, which is my order size. Right? So here, again, it is 300. And here, it will be 1,500. Now, put the values here. My ordering cost, 300 and 60. My carrying cost, 300 and 1,500. 1 second, Nitish. So 60,000 plus this is 60,600. 60,000 plus this is 61,560. Correct? Now the difference of these two is my savings if I switch to EOQ. Because here I was spending 61,560. If I switch to EOQ, I'll be spending only 60,600. Correct? Okay. Yes, Nitish. What is your question, beta Nitish? Aniruddha, what is your question?
Sir, when we have calculated this EOQ at ordering cost, then while calculating this for carrying cost, we cannot write directly that since at EOQ ordering cost is equal to carrying cost, and it is this.
See, these, in short, you are asking whether I need to show these workings, right? It is always recommended that you show these workings. And you cannot simply say that since here it is 300, here also it will be 300, though it is right. But see, anyways, just making one more working will not consume much of your time. It is always better that you show this working also. Right? Nitish?
सर ये डिवाइड में 2 लिखने के पीछे का लॉजिक क्या है?
बेटा लास्ट लेक्चर में मैंने
हम
पूरा
ऐसा
एक्सप्लेन
लिख रहे हैं कि फॉर्मूला
नहीं बेटा, there is I have explained the logic. It is coming out of the concept of this. यहाँ से मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया था कि वो अपॉन 2 क्या है. प्लीज गो एंड चेक द प्रीवियस रिकॉर्डिंग. यहाँ से वो फॉर्मूला बना था. यू आर नॉट देयर इन द लास्ट लेक्चर बेटा?
सर याद आ गया, रिवाइज किया था
ठीक है,
थोड़ी देर पहले.
ठीक. ओके. I'll take the questions. Somebody has asked, sir, in eighth one, I have doubt regarding AR. Why there should be a doubt regarding AR, beta? AR in eighth sum. Company buys his annual requirement, which is 36,000 units. It is straightforward given it is 36,000 units. Why there is a doubt of AR? It is already given the annual requirement is 36,000 units. Sanatan Biswas has asked, sir, I have a technical question that why we consider carrying cost at average inventory basis. Okay, good question. See, many times you are given carrying costs, which is said that it is on average inventory. Please understand and appreciate one thing. I'll come back to the formula. See here, if you remember, अभी किसी का क्वेश्चन था अपॉन टू कैसे आया, so we computed by this logic कि आपका average inventory क्या है. So average inventory आया ये जो भी formula order size upon 2, and then if you go and see the formula of carrying cost, it is average inventory multiplied by carrying cost. It means जो भी आपका carrying cost है, you are multiplying it by the average inventory itself. That is why in the question also it is given that carrying cost is on average inventory, because you compute the carrying cost by multiplying the carrying cost rate to the average stock. That is why it is always in the language, also in the question they have mentioned it like this, that it is on the average inventory cost. Okay? I hope, Sanatan, I was able to answer your question. Achha, let me go to the portal also. I'm not in the habit of going to the portal for checking the doubts. Okay, fortunately there are no doubts on the portal. Super. Okay. Okay. So I hope everything is clear up to this point. Then we solved question 10, and parallelly I did 10A to explain you the difference of where there is carrying cost and where discount affects and not affects. Here somebody was asking me some question relating to 10. Please raise your doubts. Whoever had the question in question number 10. Yes, who had raised the question? Some doubt in question number 10. Please raise your doubt again. Okay, let me move on to question 11. Now in question 11, now this is an interesting question, and question 12, 13 are copy paste of question 11. Now question 11 says, if you read the language is very important. Last time also I mentioned the institute is going to test both your calculation skills also plus your analytical and interpretational skills. So there you need to read and understand the question thoroughly well. So let us take this question. What does the question says? JP Limited, a manufacturer of special products, follow EOQ. This sentence is very important. This part of the sentence. It is already following the EOQ. For one of its components, the details are as under. So the price is 200, ordering cost is 100 per order, carrying cost is 10% of purchase price. So purchase price is rupees 200. So my carrying cost becomes 20 per unit per annum. Now this is something new and interesting. What is this? It is the cost of inventory plus ordering. So somewhere they are saying it is the total of your ordering cost plus carrying cost. Now this is something new and interesting. What they're asking you to compute, they're asking you to compute EOQ. We already know the formula. We have solved multiple sums. It is 2 into AR into O upon C. However, in this question, you cannot apply this formula directly because AR is missing. In the entire question, nowhere the details of AR are given. Now the question is, how will I find out EOQ then? So this is where this question becomes interesting, because in this question, even though something is missing, there is some new data given. What is this new data? It is your total of ordering plus carrying. Now, am I able to find out EOQ using this? Answer is yes. First, read this. The company is already following EOQ. And now with multiple questions, wherever we have computed total cost, we have understood that at EOQ, your annual ordering cost is equal to your annual carrying cost. We already know this. We have seen multiple sums that at EOQ, both these costs are equal. Now, if both these costs are equal, that is my ordering and carrying is same. And in the question, it is given that the total of this is 4,000. So it means 4,000 upon 2. Why 2? Because this and this are same. So the total of this divided by 2 will give me individually the cost of ordering and the cost of carrying. So my annual ordering cost is also rupees 2,000. My annual carrying cost is also rupees 2,000. I hope this is understood by all. This is the starting point of the answer. Now, as I explained, I cannot compute EOQ with the formula because AR is missing. So now I'll devise some other mechanism how I can find out EOQ. Answer is simple. Now you have these two costs available with you. I apply the formula of annual ordering cost, which is AR upon order size. Now here I'm writing EOQ for order size because already you are operating at EOQ and the cost given is at EOQ into O. Now with this, I'll substitute the values. My annual ordering cost is 2,000. AR, I don't know. EOQ, I don't know. Into O. O, I know. How much is O given in the sum? The O given in the sum is rupees 100. Now, I cannot find out anything with this formula because both the figures are missing. No problem. I go to the other formula. So I park this formula for the time being. I go to the other formula, that is annual carrying cost. What is the formula? It is again order size, which is over here EOQ upon 2 into C. Again, my annual carrying cost is 2,000. So 2,000 is equal to EOQ upon 2 into C, and C we just computed here is rupees 20. Now I can make out something from this formula because only one figure is missing. So I can find out my EOQ. This will come here, it will get multiplied by, this is multiplied by, it will come here, it will get divided by. So I will get my answer for this. It comes as rupees 200. Yes, students, I hope you all understood this. And this was slightly different. It was more of a interpretation based question and also a question which required some of your minute reading and also application of the concepts, whatever we have understood till now. So I get my EOQ as 200 by putting the values in these formula. So first, I use this concept that at EOQ, both these costs are same. Now total of both these costs is 400. So divide by 2 because both are equal. So independently, both costs are 2,000. I have two formulae. I tried the first formula, but right now I'm not getting any answer here. Why? Because two figures are missing. So I park it for the time being. I go to the other formula. Again, I substitute the value here. And when I substitute the value here, I get EOQ as 200. Right? Now, once I get EOQ as 200, I use it in the previous formula here. So when I use it here, now I can find out my AR. So my formula is cost is 2,000, AR is missing, EOQ is 200, which I just computed into 100. Now when I solve this, I'll get my AR as, this will come here, it will be multiplied by, this will come here, it will be divided by. So my AR is 4,000 units. Correct? So I get two figures, EOQ as 200, AR as 4,000. I hope this is clear. So my first answer is EOQ is 200. 4,000 I computed for my other calculation purposes. Now, what they have asked, advice, whether the quantity discount offer can be accepted. Now, what is the quantity discount offer given? The company has been offered a discount of 2% on the price of the component, provided the company buys or places order of 2,000 units. Most important, assume the carrying cost is not affected by the discount. Now, last lecture, in the last part of the lecture, when we were discussing that if discount is given, what is the impact on your workings? One, obviously purchase cost will be lowered, but at the same time, you have to check whether there is any impact of this carrying cost, of this discount on your carrying costs. And there are two options. It may or may not be affected. So here it is given that discount is not affecting your carrying cost. Let me just show you this working because somebody has asked me the working, sir, how carrying cost, affected, not affected. So see, whenever you have EOQ with discount, carrying cost, if it is given as per unit, like in few sums, it was given directly as 4 rupees, 2 rupees, 5 rupees per unit, there will be no change in your carrying cost because of discount. But wherever your carrying cost is a percentage of price and the discount is in the price, so there are two possibilities. Again, one, there will be no change in the carrying cost. Like in this sum, they have specifically mentioned no change, or you'll have to reduce the carrying cost to even accommodate the discount in carrying cost. Now here, our question is of this type. What they are asking you to tell them whether this discount offer is acceptable. Again, what I'll do is I'll do the calculation of my total cost. Same table, order size, annual purchase, annual ordering, annual carrying, and total. Now, first is the EOQ, 200 units. Second is the supplier's offer. What the supplier is offering, you buy 2000 units and the supplier is giving you some discount. How much is the discount offered by him? He has offered 2% discount in price. So with 2% discount. Now here, I compute my purchase, annual purchase cost. So purchase is 4000 units into purchase price is 200. So 4000 into rupees 200, it is rupees 8 lakhs. Here, 4000 into rupees 200 minus the discount of 2%. I hope this is clear. So effectively, my purchase price is 196. Correct? So how much will be this? It will be something 7,84,000. Please just cross check. Right? Then again, I'll compute carrying cost, ordering cost. So here, ordering cost is order size, AR upon order size into cost per order. Cost per order is 100. Similarly here, order size upon 2 into carrying. Carrying was 10%, so it is coming to rupees 20. Similarly here, 4,000 upon 2,000 into 100. Now pay attention. 2,000 upon 2 into carrying cost 20. Now here 20 I'm keeping as it is. I'm not adjusting the discount here because it is specifically mentioned in the question that the discount is not affecting carrying cost. So I keep the carrying cost as 20. Had the question said, no, discount is affecting carrying cost, this 20 also I would have reduced by the discount of 2%. In that case, it would have been 19.6. But since the sum specifically says that there is no impact of discount on the carrying cost, my carrying cost will remain rupees 20. So this is how I find out my total cost. Total cost of EOQ, total cost of supplier's offer with discount. If the supplier's offer is giving me lower total cost, I will accept it. That will become my order. If the EOQ cost is still lower, I will follow the EOQ and reject the supplier's offer. Srini is asking, sir, why we have taken ordering and carrying cost equally? How do we assume? But we are not assuming. You forgot last lecture. Last lecture we discussed, in fact, in all the sums that we have done till now, whenever you have computed total cost at EOQ, you have got the total cost equal only. So that is the concept. In fact, that is a principle at EOQ, the total, the annual ordering cost and carrying cost comes as a equal only. In fact, when they are equal, your total cost is minimum and that level is EOQ. So there is no assumption, but it is part of the theory itself. Theory means the concept itself. So at EOQ, your total cost is rupees 8,04,000. And here I think it is 8,04,200. So the supplier's offer is still costly by rupees 200. So I will not accept the supplier's offer. This is my answer B. So in my B part, I will say whether quantity discount offer can be accepted. Answer is no. Why? Because it is costly by rupees 200. Correct? Sumit is asking, in any market, prices are volatile. So while calculating practical EOQ, current data of prices are enough. Or do we need to include the effect of previous EOQ? See, Sumit, all calculations that we are doing are futuristic. Futuristic means I need to do this in the coming year. So I need to calculate what will happen in the coming year. So whatever prices I am considering, whatever rates I am considering, all are my predictions forecasting for the year to come. Because EOQ is a plan which I'll be implementing in the year which will be forthcoming. Now, you take the price or you take all the data like AR, order cost, etc. of the year which is going to come. In that particular case, it is not dependent on any earlier price. What? Yes, Sumit. So I think you missed the last lecture, beta. In last lecture, I had mentioned this, that once you take a figure and the year starts, as the year progresses, you will keep on taking the figures, whatever are coming. And if any figure is changing, you'll recalculate. So this is what I've already mentioned in the last lecture, that the planning is continuous. It is not one time key. I'll plan something and it will apply for the whole year. Right? Somebody is asking, sir, how did I get 8,04,200? I think it is a total of this. So here it is 784. Here it is coming to 200. And how much is this? This is, I think, 4,000. Correct, na? Please help me with the calculations. I'm not carrying calci with me. Sorry, it is 20,000. Now make a total. How much it comes to? It comes to 8,04,200. Yes, whoever is saying कि 8,04,200 कैसे आया? Vaishnavi, Anuj. Ramya is saying it is 8,02,200. Ramya, you all are having calcies if I am not wrong. How can you say this? So it is 8,04,200 and 200 is my extra cost. So this discount offer is rejected. Right? Yes, Aniruddha, go ahead, beta. Aniruddha, raise your question.
Sir, if in this question, sir, hypothetically, sir, if after discount also price comes same as price on EOQ, sir.
Then you have a choice, beta. You may continue EOQ, or if you want to have good relations with supplier, maybe you will accept his offer because for you both are cost neutral. So then that will be the company's policy. Many times the company may take the decision of going by the supplier so that he's also happy that we have accepted his offer. Anyways, for company it is neutral, right? Now in the C part of the question, since you rejected the previous offer, now the supplier has come up with a different offer. Now it is saying that it is going to offer 5% discount if you buy the entire quantity in single order. So if you're buying the entire quantity in single order, then it is going to give you 5%. Now single order means you'll buy entire 4,000 units. So your order size will be 4,000 and now the discount is 5%. Again, the same working I'll repeat. 4,000 units into rupees 200. Now the discount is 5%. So effectively, your price has gone down by 5%. So it is coming to 190. So what will be your purchase cost here? It will be now ordering cost. AR is 4,000, order size is 4,000 into 100. So this is coming as 100. Your carrying cost will be now 4,000, which is your order size upon 2 into again 20. Why? Because discount has not affected carrying cost. If the question says discount is affecting carrying cost, I would have reduced this by this and this would have come to 19. However, the discount is not affecting carrying cost, so it will remain 20. So how much this comes to? This comes to rupees Now the total cost is 8,100,000. And this cost is lower than your EOQ. So now you will accept the supplier's offer of buying the entire quantity in one lot with a 5% discount. I hope this is clear to all. Right? Sai Charan, you have asked, sir, but size 2000 only. What is 2000? But 2000 is what? Which size is 2000? Supplier is now offering to buy in single order. Single order means buying entire 4000. So the new order size is 4000 now in the second offer of the supplier. You are going by the first offer, which was 2000. In C part, the offer has changed. It is single order. Fine. Now comes the most interesting part of this question. I'll just clear the screen for better visibility. Now, we computed up to C. And my answer for C was yes. I will accept because there is saving. Now D part. This is again interesting. Read the question and understand the language first before you are able to answer. At what discount level the company will buy switching from EOQ to 2000? Now, we have already rejected this B part offer. This B part was for 2000 only. We rejected that. But now what it is saying, okay, you rejected because whatever discount was offered by the supplier, that is 2% for buying 2000 units, is not acceptable to you because it was giving you some extra cost. Now it is saying, now let us negotiate the discount with the supplier. So what discount now the company wants if it wants to switch from EOQ to the 2000 units component? Now this is going to be interesting. So just look at here. Earlier, I rejected this 2000 wala offer with 2% discount because it was costly as compared to my EOQ by 200. Now they are saying that you still, if you want to switch to 2000, what discount you will ask for? So my answer simply would be the company would demand minimum additional discount of rupees 200. What is this 200? This 200 is the extra cost that you are incurring with the supplier's offer. So supplier had offered you something, but that was costly by 200. Now, if you still want to go to that level again, then in that case, you will ask the supplier to give you additional discount of minimum 200 rupees. Now, how much this discount comes out to? So I want discount of rupees 200. My purchase cost is rupees 8,000 into 100. How much it comes out to? What percentage? It comes out to, if I'm not wrong, 0.025%. Now, this is the additional discount that you're asking for. So the minimum discount you want from the supplier is 2%, which he was already offering, plus this additional. So now the discount that you will demand from the supplier is that he should give you a minimum discount of 2.025%. Then only you will switch. So company would switch from EOQ to 2000 units order size if supplier is ready to offer minimum 2.025% discount. Is this clear, students? Pranav is asking, sir, carrying cost is 2000 upon 2 into 20. Yes, beta, it is the same. We have been doing all calculations of carrying cost in the same manner, Pranav. I hope this entire question is clear to all. What is C part, beta, Pranav? In C part, I did not compute for 2000. Why? Because in C part, beta, your order size is 4000. Pranav, please read the question again. In C part, the question is different. Your order size is single order, which is 4000. Pranav. Fine. Okay, Aniruddha, I hope I have answered your question. If it is still pending, please raise your doubt. Now, students, question 12 and 13 are replica of question 11. Different questions appearing in different exams with similar logic with different figures. So that is what is being there. I'll request you all to solve that. We'll discuss the answers in the next. Now I go to the next type of question, rather the last type of question in EOQ concept, that is of level-wise discount. What is this level-wise discount? Till now, whatever sums we solved, the discount was straightforward. How it was straightforward? Directly, the supplier said that I'll offer you 2% if you buy this much, or I'll offer you something 5% if you buy this much. Single order, right? So there was straightforward discount, but many times the discount is slab wise, that up to this much quantity, I offer this much discount. Up to this much quantity, I offer this much discount. That is what is the level wise concept. So let us understand what is this level wise concept. What it says, RSC Limited has received an offer for discount, but how is this discount offer given? The discount offer is given in slabs. What I mean by slabs, if your order size is below 50, I will charge price of 9,600. If it is between 50 to 100 or below 100, I will charge this much. So obviously there is some discount because 9,600 has become 9,360. Similarly, if your order size is between this range, I'll charge again much lower price, and so on, so forth. So again, it is a question of EOQ with discount only. Over here, the difference is as compared to the previous sums which we solved till now, the discount here is changing with the increase in order size. So in short, the supplier has given you multiple options at the same time. You can select out of any of these options. So this is where I call it as level-wise discount or range-wise discount. So depending upon the range of order size, the discount is increasing. Now again, what you are required to compute is, you are required to compute the most economical purchase level. Now, how will I find out most economical purchase level in this type of question? The answer is simple. The answer is do trial and error. What is trial and error? For all these options given to me, I'll find out total cost. Wherever my total cost is least, that will be my answer. So simple it is. Our original concept of EOQ started with the trial and error working only. But that working is not feasible when you have multiple options. So we went to derive the formula, but the formula was derived with some conditions, some assumptions. The assumption was, one of the assumption was that there is no discount. So when there is no discount, EOQ is the best option. We have already concluded by making all comparative calculation in multiple sums. But once you have discount, then whether EOQ is better or the discount offer is better, again in multiple sums we have seen, you have to simply do comparison of total cost. This sum is same with only small difference in the sum presentation. The difference over here is that you are given range of order size and for those order size, you have to find out the total cost. Wherever your total cost is minimum, you will go for that. Now here, again, I'll make the same working. Same working. What? Calculation of total cost. So the same format. I need what? I need my order size. I need these three costs and I need the total. Simple. However, in this sum, there is one more interesting addition. So I'll first put down what is the data I'm having. I'm having the price. I'm having the order size range. So this is the data. And from here, I'll start with my format. My format is I need order size. I need to find out purchase costs. I need to find out ordering costs. I need to find out carrying costs and the total of this. So from here, my format is same. But this is the difference in the question. So I'll just put down the data given in the question itself. So the price range which is offered is 9,600, 9,360. then 9120 880 and 8640. So these are the different price options given. Now, these price options will depend upon the range of your order size. So first range is less than 50. So I'll put the range as if my order size ranges between 1 to 49. Similarly, it says 50 and less than 100. So my order size ranges between 50 to 99. Then it says 100 and less than 200. So my order size ranges between 99 to 199. Then it says 200 to 300. So my order size ranges from 199 to 299. And then the last option is 300 and above. Now, when it is saying and above, it is not endless. For me, the end limit is this. What is this? This is my annual requirement. So for me, the last range is 300 to 500. Now, this is the data which I'm having. And with this, I don't know why I didn't get what you are saying. Why 100? Okay, okay, 100. Okay, fine. Now, with this, I need to proceed with my calculation. However, there is an interesting question. What is my order size? This is what is changing in all the options. But the problem is, prior to this, in all the questions, wherever there was discount, there was a fixed order size. That if you buy 2,000, I'll give you 2% discount. If you buy 4,000, I'll give you 5% discount. Here, the problem is that my order size is not given. Rather, I am given a range of order size. That if you order anything in this range, I will give you this discount. Now the question is, what should be my order size? I need only one quantity as order size so that I can make all the calculations. I'll just put some small, you can say, abbreviations to represent all these figures. So I'm just using the small alphabets to represent these figures. Now, अरे बेटा इट इज फाइन, लिखते वक्त हो गया ऊपर नीचे. Okay, so what is my order size? Now a math student will say, sir ऐसा कुछ दिया है ना, so you take average. You're right. So one option is you can take average, but there is one more interesting option, that is you take the minimum of that range. See, so one option is you can take average of this minimum and maximum, what we do normally in maths. So that is one option. You can take here the average of this. But I'm giving you the second option, and both options are acceptable in our exam sum. So you can go by any of the options. The option is I'll take the minimum. Now here in the first case, the minimum is very low. So I will take something in between. Now somebody would like to know, sir, why you have taken minimum? Firstly, as I said, thus another and the most common approach is take the average of this plus this upon 2. We already know in maths we do that. So one option is you can take average. I'm intentionally not taking that because I want to explain you the other approach also, and both are accepted in exams. So the other approach is you take the minimum. Now in the chat, some people had put that you should take the outer range, that is the highest of the figures, but I have taken the lowest of the figures. The question is why? See, understand one thing, costing, FM, these two subjects are real life subjects. When I say practical, I don't mean solving, I mean real life. So these are practical subjects, means they are of day-to-day practical applications in real life scenarios. Now in real life, just imagine a situation that a mall is giving such offers. You want to go and buy t-shirts, and the mall is giving this offer that if you buy anything between 1 to 4 t-shirts, I will give you 20% discount. You buy between 5 to 9, I'll give you 40% discount. You buy between 10 to 15, I'll give you 60% discount. So let us say these are the ranges kept in the mall also. And this is very common. Many times when they want to clear their stock, they put this type of offer that the more pieces you buy, the higher will be the discount. This is very common. Now take that example and understand this practically with a real life example. So you'll understand why I'm saying minimum. So let us say it is offering that you buy between 1 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 15, and the discount will increase. Now, actually, you wanted to buy only 3 or 4 t-shirts, but you are saying that if I go to the second range, which is 5 to 9, suddenly my discount becomes 40%. So what you will do, you will buy 5, not 9. Or if let us say your demand is nearing 9, you will also not buy 9. In that case, you'll buy 10 because you want to go to the higher range because the discount over there is higher. So always practically in real life, if you are given range, we try to go to the highest range so that our discount percentage increases. And for that, you just look at the minimum of that higher range. So even if I buy 50, I'm eligible for this discount. If my demand is more, I'll try to buy just 100 so that I get more discount. So that is why practically what we will do is in range type of scenario like this, we will try to go to the higher range to get higher discount. But for that, we will buy the minimum of that range. And that is why when you have to select an order size between the range, it is always that you should select the minimum of this. This is the first, or the other common option is you can take average. So you can do working with average, but I'm intentionally giving you the other example so that you know that this is the another option. Now I go by the other calculations. So annual purchase cost is order size, which is 500 tons into price, which is column A. So this column. So you will take 500 tons, which is common for all, and you will multiply it by your price, which is in column A, that is this figure. Annual ordering cost is AR upon order size. Order size is my column C, that is this one, multiplied by O. What was your O? O was 12,500. Carrying cost is order size, which is again column C upon 2 into carrying cost per unit per annum. How much is carrying cost per unit per annum? It is 25% of the material price. So it is 25% multiplied by, what is your price? Your price is A. So it is column A. And then your total is column D plus E plus F. So you'll find out this purchase cost, ordering cost, carrying cost, total cost. Right? You can take a screenshot of this. You can do the working at your end. In the meantime, I'm taking questions. So others may just start doing the working. Sanjeev has asked, sir, when I take minimum, because that will reduce my carrying cost. See, I'm not saying take minimum because it will reduce your carrying cost, because the moment you go to reduce carrying cost, the ordering cost is increasing. So I'm not saying take minimum because it reduces your carrying cost. Still, I'll continue with your question. So I repeat, when I take minimum because that will reduce my carrying cost and still avail the applicable discount. If the ordering cost is significantly lower than carrying cost, then go for minimum. And if ordering cost is significantly higher than carrying cost, then we go for max. See, Sanjeev, I don't think that this is right always, because there is a permutation combination. You cannot say that my ordering cost is minimum or maximum, because you don't know what is minimum and maximum in carrying cost. Like here, 12,500 carrying cost is given. So what you will say, that it is minimum, it is low, or it is high. So that is a very subjective term. So better is what you can do is, Sanjeev, instead of going by any of this generalization, you can do trial and error. Na? What is trial and error? First, take the average of all the order size, then take the minimum of all the order size, then take the maximum of all the order size. Make comparative workings. You'll get the answer instead of going by this generalization, Sanjeev, right? But that is not recommended as exam. This is only for the conceptual part. For exams, you take average, which is the most common thing. Or if you want to take one of the figures, take the minimum, don't take the maximum. Dishika is asking, sir, if the demand percentage is same for all, then the demand will be high or neutral. I didn't get this question. What is demand percentage, Dishika? If you can unmute and answer, that would be better for me. Ramya, yes, I have said that there is another option that you can take average also. But because average is known to everyone, that is why I intentionally took the other option to explain you that this option also exists in exams. In fact, even in real life. So you can always take that option of taking average.
So may I?
Yes, please go ahead, Beta.
So let's suppose that the demand percentage is that the percentage which is offered by the company or the product is 40%. then
What is
what
this?
will be
One
the
second, but what is 40%?
sir, the offer discount
Offer. So you mean to say percentage of discount is 40%?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
So 40% is the amount which is offered by the company that buy this product on whichever lot you want, and the demand percentage will rise or be the neutral for the same product at the same price level.
I didn't get the question, but actually your voice is also not very clearly audible. So you are saying the company is offering 40% discount. Then after that,
Yes,
Acha,
sir.
others are
So
expected to solve. Others are expected to solve. Sorry, please, better
40
repeat.
the company is offering 40% on whichever lot we want. If you want 5 products, then also 40%, and if you want 10 products, then also the
But see, if
40%.
that is the scenario that you are giving up as a question, but then why there will be so many workings? Then I will go by that lot which is giving me the best option, because all lots are having the same discount. Na? I will have no inclination to increase the quantity in that case, because if all lots are giving me the same discount, so for me the price remains same. In short, because at all levels I'm getting 40% discount, I'll directly apply the formula and find out EOQ. While I'll do all these workings, I'll simply apply the formula. Because for me 40% is the standard discount. So in short, I have a new price. Like, see, on many products nowadays, what you buy online, they show prices 100 minus some special discount of 40%, so the price is 60. Now all these online offers are like this only. So in that case, you have only one price, that is 60. Then simply, instead of doing all these workings of different levels, you simply do what? You simply apply the formula, find out the EOQ, and that will be your perfect answer. Ignore that there is discount. Simply 100 minus 40% discount, 60 is your new price. And taking that price, do your calculations. This is fine. Ramya beta, that order size of 20 is, see, our rule is we are going by the minimum, which is the second option after average. But when you see the first case, which is 1 to 49, minimum 1 is very low, because if you order 1, you have to virtually go every day twice to the market to buy, because your total annual requirement is 500. So virtually you'll be going twice in a day to buy. So 1 will be too low. That is why we are taking any other figure. You can take 10, you can take 20, you can take 25, anything. I selected 20. So this is something you can say selected by me arbitrarily. Somewhere which is not, I cannot select the lowest because it is too low for any logical working. So I have taken somewhere in between. So that is how I got 20. You can take 10, you can take 15. Fine. Students, I'll proceed with this. Maybe you all can complete this working. And whenever this is done, we will go ahead. Pranav is saying done. So Pranav, give me the total figures. Give me the figures if it is done. What is the total cost for 9,000 first level? If it is done, give me level-wise total cost, simply. Five 51, 36, 500. This is 51, 36, 500. The second one is 48, 63, 500. Okay. Then the third one is 47, 36, 500. Okay. Fourth one is 46, 93, 250. And the last one, 46, 64, 833. Are these figures same with everyone? by taking the order size which I have taken in the question. Because the moment you change this order size, let us say you take average, the answers would be different. Okay. So if you all have the same answers, then which is the lowest? Answer is this. So my answer for the first part of my question is, the first part is saying compute the most economical purchase level. I'll say most economical purchase level is 300 to 500 with order size of 300 units. Or if you have taken average, you write average. Second, compute EOQ if there is no discount and the price is 10,500. If this is the case, my answer is very simple and straightforward. Without there being a discount, EOQ will be calculated by the formula. C will be 10,500 price into 25%. So simply this will be your EOQ. So what is the answer for this, students? $69. Correct. It is something I think in fraction. So you can take a round figure as 69 tons. Is this okay with everyone? Clear? Great. Now, again, similar sums you have. All these are similar sums where there is some type of range-wise discount. Now we proceed. Now we come to the second concept, that is stock level. If you remember my previous lecture, when we were discussing all these concepts, I had explained that there are two main decisions to be taken in order to ensure that there is a proper optimum stock always. The two decisions are, if you can see here, one is right quantity that you should purchase, which is EOQ, assuming there is no discount. If discount, then whatever you get as per the discount. And the second is right time, which will be determined by the stock levels. So these are the two most important concepts practically as well as for theory. Majority of your 75 to 80% of your questions will be this. Now, we have already answered what quantity to purchase, that is the right quantity. Now the question is when to take action. This is what is stock level concept. Now, what is this stock level? Let me give you an example of this. Now, what is this? This is your bin. Bin means the box, the drawer, the rack, the place where you store your material. Again, go back to kitchen. For understanding anything in your material chapter, you have to go to the kitchen. It is that box, that place where mama stores every item in kitchen. So let us say I am storing rice. So there would be some box, some jar where this rice would be stored. So that box, that jar is called as your bin. Now let us say this is that box or jar. Now what is stock level? We are understanding the stock level concept. Stock level, as the name suggests, is the levels of quantity that are in stock. Now each of these levels have some names and each of these levels have some decisions associated with it. Now the most important stock level is this, which is called as the reorder level. Now please pay attention to the name. When we were computing EOQ, that is our previous working, we were deciding how much quantity you have to order every time. That was your EOQ. Now we are going to decide when that EOQ has to be ordered. Now when that EOQ has to be ordered depends upon how much stock is left in your bin. Now, what is the logic of this? The logic of this is the lead time concept that we were discussing last time. See, if you remember this, we were discussing the concept of lead time. What is lead time? Lead time is the time gap, the time that is required for any material order to be received. See, lead time is a generic concept. It is used everywhere. If I'm saying lead time for manufacturing, it is a time required to convert the raw material to finished goods. That will be called as lead time for manufacturing. Similarly, there is another concept that is lead time for purchasing, where today if I place order, when will I receive the order? Now, the original concept of EOQ assumed that the lead time is zero. Zero means the moment your stock has ended, you place order, you immediately receive order. There is no time gap. But practically, this may not happen. As I gave example of, nowadays, if you are ordering online, either they may deliver on the same day, they may deliver next day, or let us say, since your material is something very specific, it requires minimum 2 days for delivery. So 2 days becomes your lead time. Now, if 2 days is the lead time, I cannot wait my stock to end. I will have to order somewhere before. But where this order should happen, when I should place this order, that depends on this stock level. That is the quantity which is left in my box, in my bin. The moment that quantity is left in my bin, or I reach that quantity level, I will place the order. This is what is the meaning of reorder level. I hope this is clear to all. So reorder level is the quantity left in your box, in your bin, where you get a signal that, okay, if this much quantity is left, let me place the order here so that within 2 days, by the time it reaches, I will consume this much balance quantity. My stock will become zero. And the moment it becomes zero, I'll receive the new lot. Again, my stock will be here. Again, I start consuming this. My stock level is going down, 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 down. Again, when it reaches this level, which is my reorder level, see the name, reorder level. So the moment your stock reaches that level, you know that I have to place the next order. Here I'll place the order. Again, today I have placed, I know it will take 2 days to receive. By that, again, I'm consuming the stock which is there. And the moment my stock becomes zero, I place the next order. So please pay attention. Generally, what is reorder level formula? How to find out this quantity? That when should my stock, when should my next order be placed? How to find out this quantity? It is my average lead time, or it is my normal lead time into average consumption per day. So let us say your lead time is 2 days. In my online example, my normal lead time is 2 days. What is normal? Normal means what I am expecting generally. It generally takes 2 days. So my normal or my average lead time is 2 days to receive the material. Then I will find out what is the consumption per day. When I multiply this by 2 days, I will get the stock which I need to maintain, or the stock when my level reaches that point, I will place the next order. So it will be lead time, which is 2 days in my example, multiplied by average consumption per day. Now the question is, how do I get my average consumption per day? It is, you already have AR. What is your AR? Annual requirement, how much you require, divided by 365 days. Now, some question will say, take the days as 360, so we'll divide it by 360. If nothing is said, you take 365. So your annual requirement, whatever we are taking in our EOQ formula, divided by 360 days, let us say it comes to 40 units per day. So what is this 40 units you are getting by this formula? It is the consumption that will happen in a day. So if let us say 40 units are consumed in a day, 2 days are required, then please understand this. What I get is 80. What is 80? 80 is the quantity. So when my stock level is 80 units, when it reaches 80 units, because of daily consumption, it is reducing. The moment it reaches 80, I know that, okay, it is a time to place the next order. So you place the next order, and now once you have placed this order, when you reach 80, by the time it reaches, you are consuming this 80, it will become zero. The moment it becomes zero, you'll receive the next stock. So this is how you decide reorder level normally. So this is one formula of reorder level. That is your normal or average leg time into your normal or average consumption per day. Okay. I hope this is clear up to this point. Now there is some challenge. What is this? Yes, Srini. Raise your doubt, beta.
Hello, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, in this example, what is the EOQ, sir?
Sir, EOQ, whatever we will calculate, Srini, that is our EOQ. We have already calculated EOQ, na? EOQ
No,
is
my
different.
question is like, we need to match that EOQ with our minimum quantity that we need to order, right, sir?
No. See, please don't mix. Now here we are at stock level. Stock level means what is left in my stock that decides when I will place the order of EOQ. So EOQ is the quantity which I will order. So let us say, I'll take example of any previous sum. My EOQ was 200 units. So EOQ I have computed as 200 units. Means what? Every time I'll place order of 200. But the question is when I will place this order? When the quantity in stock reaches 80 units. So when only 80 units are left in my stock, I'll call up my supplier or I'll put a mail or I'll go to his website and place order. So I'll place the order when my present stock level reaches 80. How much order will I place? That is the EOQ quantity, let us say, which as per the formula, I have computed as 200 units. Is this clear, Srini?
Sir, yeah, sir, in our first calculation, we have calculated the price of 8,600 something, the quantity of 300 and above, right, sir?
The quantity?
300 and above. So that is the least total cost, right?
Okay.
So in that case, EOQ should be between that range, right, sir? 300 and 500 range, right, sir? Because the total cost is minimum.
Correct.
So EOQ is, definition of EOQ is like minimizing the total cost or organ cost plus carrying cost.
Correct. So let us say in that case, it was 300 because we were taking our minimum range as our order size, right?
Yeah, that's what. So in this example, the EOQ, what are the EOQ, sir? Because I'm not able to see the EOQ in this example.
See, this is a different example, Srini, but still let us say I continue that example. So my EOQ is 300 as per that working which we did last.
Yeah.
So now I'll be ordering 300.
I want to check whether that EOQ is between that range or not.
Which range? 300 to 500?
Yeah.
See, again, whenever you have that range question, Srini, I explained that there are two possibilities. Either you take the minimum or you take the average. If you're taking the average, it will be 400 in that case. So you take the average of... Yes.
Yeah, my question is like, if we calculate EOQ, the EOQ should be between that range, right? 300 and 500, because the total cost is minimum.
Yes, so I have taken 300 now. Now what is your question? What is your doubt? So EOQ is 300, correct. Now what is the question?
No, but we need to calculate EOQ, no? Based on EOQ only, we will see that which range is better, right?
So we computed EOQ, na? So EOQ is 300, na? Srini, this is what I'm saying.
Fine,
we already computed, na?
Yeah. I'm not able to see the EOQ in the screen. That's what I'm got confused. Okay, sir, thank you. Yeah.
So I've put, na? So I've put the EOQ as 300, na? So now that question is over.
We have calculated it, right, sir? We have calculated it.
Yes, we have calculated. As per our last answer, which we solved, you got the range as 300 to 500, where I had taken the minimum as my order size. So my EOQ is 300. So now I'm continuing that. And now I'm explaining you the next concept, that is of ROL or of stock levels, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So students, now most important level is the reorder level, because that will help me decide when my order should be placed. Now, interestingly, there are two formula for EOQ level. One, which I just explained, which is your normal lead time into normal or average consumption per day. See, I'm saying consumption per day because we are assuming lead time is given in days. If lead time is given in weeks, you will take the consumption per week. Logical. So if you have to multiply by days, you take it per day. If you have to multiply it by weeks, take it per week. That is obvious and logical, right? Now the interesting point is, Mithun, you want a small break? In fact, I should demand a break. I'm continuously speaking. Okay, no problem. I'll give you a break after this concept. I can understand too much of concepts is always heavy, but fine. Just let me complete this. It is a simple concept. Fine. Now, one formula for finding out reorder level is this. So normal lead time, which will be given in the question, multiplied by the normal consumption per day, which I explained how to calculate. It is your AR upon 365 or AR upon 360. If the question specifically says 360 days. But this formula will be used only, now pay attention students, because many times students get confused in this. This formula will be used only where the sum is not on stock levels. What do I mean by sum is not on stock levels? The sum is on stock level when you are also asked the other stock levels, like you are also asked maximum level. You are also asked minimum level. You are also asked reorder level. So when the sum asks you to compute different stock levels, then the question is of stock levels, then the formula for reorder level is different. But many times the question simply says, okay, you have computed EOQ, what we have done till now. Also give me the reorder level. So they are only asking one level, that is reorder level. Then the formula is this. So students, within the same chapter, for the same concept, you have two formulae. The question is, as a student, always it is your question कि sir exam में कौन सा use करना है? I've already given the answer. If the question is on stock level, that is, they are not only asking one level, they are asking other levels also. Then you will use a different formula which we are going to study. But if the sum is of EOQ, mainly like what we solved, plus they are only asking, okay, give me one more data, also give me the reorder level. In that case, the sum is of only EOQ plus one stock level, then this is the formula. Now, if the question is of stock levels, so you have already computed EOQ like what we did earlier, and now they are also asking you to find out different stock levels, then what is the formula? Now, for this sum, we need to understand that there is one data which is required is of lead time, another data that is required of consumption per day. Now, for stock level questions, you have three types of lead time and three types of consumption. One is the maximum lead time, one is the minimum lead time, and one is the normal lead time. So let us say, what is maximum lead time? Late में late कितने दिन लगेंगे? 5 दिन. Earliest, even if I do express delivery, it will take 1 day. But normally कितने दिन में आता है? 2 days. So normal lead time, as I was giving example, कि online में 2 दिन में आता है. But if I order some express delivery, or many times आपने भी देखा रहेगा होता है, they mention on the portal 2 days, but you get it in 1 day itself. So minimum is 1 day, and कभी-कभी it may take up to 5 days because of some problem like breakdown हो गया, या कहीं पे because of some traffic or some आंदोलन or because of some type of road congestion. So the maximum or the latest time is 5 days. Now this data is compulsory in the question if you want to compute all stock levels, right? Now, interestingly, observe this. I have written it as normal and not average. What will be average in this? The average is 3 days. We all know maximum plus minimum upon 2. Now, please pay attention to what I'm saying because it is the most important concept which I'm going to explain, which will be useful in many other chapters and also in many other subjects. What is the difference between normal and average? See, average is a mathematical figure which we compute by opening plus closing upon 2 or maximum plus minimum upon 2. This we have been doing since our school days. So that is what is average. But please understand one thing, understand and also appreciate this, that in real life, the data that is or that should be used is the normal data and not average. What is normal? Normal means what you expect to happen generally, what you expect to happen regularly. So as I said, as I will not said, let us say I ask someone, okay, Srini, tell me how much time you sleep. Okay, Aniruddha, tell me how much time you sleep. Or somebody, Divya, how much time you sleep. So the student will say, somebody will say, sir, I normally sleep for 6 hours. Somebody will say, sir, I normally sleep for 7 hours. So we use this word normally. Means what? This normal concept is a normal concept, means we use it regularly, generally. And what is this normal concept? What you expect to do regularly. 1 or 2 days here and there it may change, but otherwise normally I sleep for 6 hours. Normally I eat 4 chapatis. Normally I do exercise for 1 hour. This is normal, which is repetitive, which is regular. Now you will understand and appreciate that if this is what is going to happen regularly out of 365 days, 300 plus days, you are repeating the same thing. It means for all estimates, this is the perfect figure because this is going to happen maximum number of times. So if you want to compute anything for the coming year, the best figure is normal. So that is why our preference is normal always. So in my example, it is 2 days. However, it may happen that in a particular sum, this figure is not given. They have not given you normal figure. They have given you minimum maximum. In that case, we compute average and now mind my words. It is assumed that average is the normal. So where normal is not given, mathematically you have been doing right from your childhood. Now, I don't know whether you all were explained this in the childhood that why to take average. We know how to compute average, but we don't know why. The answer is because I don't want average. I want normal. And I already explained why you need to have normal, because that is what is expected maximum number of times. So any working, any estimate based on normal will give you the most perfect results. At least 300 plus days, that result will be correct. Others are anyways exception. We have exception to everything. So mathematics considers average for all workings because where normal figure is not given, we assume that average is normal. But this is, as I said, assumption, and it should be used only when the sum is not giving you the figure of normal. If the sum is giving you the figure of normal, then you should not calculate average. Whatever is normal, it may be average, it may not be average. Like in my days, my example, normal lead time is 2 days, which is not matching with the average which we calculate mathematically. But for all calculations, I'll consider normal. Like here also, I'll take normal. Here also, I'll take normal. So wherever the word average is used, please understand it is a word which is replacing normal if normal is not given in the sum. Fine. Now, similarly, I'll have some consumption per day. So normally I consume 40 units, which is my normal consumption. However, on certain days when the demand is very high, my consumption may go as high as 100 units in one day. So 100 units becomes my maximum consumption. And my consumption may go as low as 20 units when there is very less demand or there is very minimal demand. So my consumption may go as low as 20 units. So it is like your family. When all family members are present, normally the family size is 5. So the consumption per day is 40. But if your family members are traveling outside and only one person is left, then the minimum is this. If some of your relatives come up, then the maximum goes up to this. So this is your consumption per day. But again, for all calculation purposes, we'll consider what happens regularly, that is normal. Again, if this normal is not given in the sum, then you will compute average, which will come to 60 units. Correct? So please understand this. Wherever we are going to use normal, it will be replaced by average if the normal is not given in the sum. Now with this backdrop, let me explain what is this stock level. So in this now, reorder level is again the level when you will place the next order of EOQ. This reorder level is calculated by the formula maximum consumption into maximum lead time. So you will take multiplication of this. That will become your reorder level. Then you have another level which is maximum level, which is ROL plus ROQ. ROQ means if you have computed EOQ, EOQ you'll add. So ROL plus ROQ minus minimum consumption into minimum lead time. So for calculating maximum level, you first calculate reorder level by this formula. You take that reorder level figure here. To that, you add the reorder quantity. If the sum is of EOQ, you have already computed EOQ quantity, you will take that. If the sum is purely on stock level, then ROQ quantity is given in the sum. So you add that quantity and from this you deduct this working minimum consumption into minimum lead time. Then comes the minimum level. Minimum level is again your ROL minus average consumption into average leg time. Again, please remember students, wherever I'm saying average, if the question is given normal figures, you will take normal. Then you have your favorite average stock level. The common formula is maximum level plus minimum level upon 2. There is another formula also for this, but this is the most common formula. And then you have the danger level. Now, this is something new. So for danger level, what you need is you need your average consumption per day multiplied by lead time for emergency purchases, which would be given in the sum. This level is not always asked because this level can be computed only when this data is given in the sum, that is lead time for emergency purchases. Now, why to compute these levels? Because these levels are linked with some decisions. What are these decisions? So you compute reorder level, which is the most important level because the decision is place next order. Maximum level is when your stock reaches this level, you stop purchasing for some time because the stock is too much excess. So the order or the decision associated with the maximum level is you give the instructions that you will not make further purchases till the next order is given. Next is if your stock reaches minimum level, it is a sign of caution. So it says become cautious. Do follow up with your supplier. So when your stock has reduced to minimum level and till now there is no clue when your next stock will be received, this is an alarming bell. So you keep on making follow up with your supplier कि भाई माल भेजा ना, माल पहुंचेगा ना time पे, because this is at a very border level. And even below that, if your stock falls, it is a danger level, which is a sign that Baba, now don't wait for supplier. You go emergency to the market and buy. So it is make emergency purchases. So whenever supplier's order will come, you go to the market and, like for example, you order something online. Now you were having that available in your local market also, but it was slightly costly. So you went to the website, you found that it is very cheap. You ordered that. It said that it will give you delivery in 5 days. Okay, no problem. You had stock of 5 days. Now it is already 4 days past and there is no reply. You are trying to do the tracking online, but you are not getting any data. Then comes the danger level. What is danger level? Even if you have to go and buy locally, let us say locally also it is not available in your city. It is available in a city which is some 200 to 250 kilometers from your city. So it will take one whole day for you to go and bring that material from that other city. In that particular case, when you are left with 1 day stock, so the stock level has reduced only to 1 day, that whatever stock is left will last only for 1 day. That day you will take your car or you will take your truck and in emergency you'll bring some material. Because if you don't do this today, tomorrow there will be nothing left in material, your production will stop. So this is how the stock level concept helps you in taking decisions at the right time. If you implement both these, EOQ and stock level, you will always have the most optimum inventory. There will be no problem at all. Yes, Hardik. Hardik, go ahead.
Sir, I want to ask one thing. In danger level, there is written average consumption per day. So, sir, there no normal consumption per day come.
No. Again, I repeat, beta. Whenever sum is giving normal, you will take normal. Average and normal are interchangeable. So wherever the sum gives normally, our first preference is taking normal because that is going to happen every day. I already explained. But whenever the sum is not giving normal, then you take average. So wherever in the formula I'm saying average, it will be replaced by normal if that is given.
Normal. Okay, sir. It is for consumption per day also.
Yes, everything.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, and then for average level students, you have one more parallel formula. So one is your standard formula, maximum level plus minimum level upon 2. Or you have this another parallel formula, which is minimum level plus half of your ROQ or EOQ, if that is what you are calculating. So these are the stock levels. The questions are pretty straightforward. You are given this data in the sum. Either all three are given or normal is not given. In that case, you can compute average. You all know how to compute maximum plus minimum 0.2. And then putting those figures here. Obviously, you need one more figure, that is of your EOQ, ROQ. Either that ROQ figure is already given in the sum, or you are given the data by which you will first compute EOQ. So this is the data required: lead time, 3 things, consumption per day, 3 things, and the figure of EOQ using the EOQ formula, or ROQ is given. And if they are going to ask you danger level, they will give you one more figure, that is lead time for emergency purchases. Right? Yes, Srini. Srini, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Srini.
So at reorder level, we can order EOQ directly, right? Without calculating that formula, we can directly order EOQ or not?
Which formula without calculating?
At reorder level, without calculating that formula and all, we can directly order EOQ quantity.
Again, Srini, you are not answering my question. You said at reorder level without calculating the formula. My question is without calculating what?
Maximum quantity or minimum quantity, like
obviously that. See, you are calculating all these quantities. Please understand this. See, this is your box in which you store your material. You have calculated this levels, means just visualize that you have marked this. So let us say it is some oil can. On the oil can, you have put these markings, like how nowadays on many bottles you have markings. This is this much liter, this is this much liter, this is this much liter. Against these markings, you will write danger, minimum, ROL, maximum. Now once you buy, your material is kept in this particular jar or box, whatever it is, and there is some level of the material. Now what you will do is, every day you are also consuming material out of this. Now once your material quantity is getting consumed, the stock is getting reduced. Now what you do is, on the basis of these markings, if the stock reaches here, you will call up your supplier, place in the next order. So by the time the order comes, the material is still getting reduced daily because of consumption. And if it is reaching minimum level, you will again check with the supplier. You will do follow-up to ensure that yes, his material is already delivered. It will be reaching you in time. And still you will wait even for a few days. Now your material quantity has reduced to danger. You are still following up with the supplier. As usual, the supplier is only giving you assurance. What you will do is, here when your stock has reduced to this level, you will go to market, make some emergency purchases. Again, this will get filled up. Maybe the supplier's order also comes, that will also add up. Now this is adding up to a very high level. So now you reach a maximum level, which is very high level. So what you will do is, you will give instructions to your staff that don't make purchases. Let the stock come down to some reasonable level, then we'll make the purchase. So these stock levels are markings on your box. I hope you're understanding this.
Sir, my query was like whether we can order at reorder level the EOQ quantity.
Yes. That is what is the meaning of reorder level. At reorder level, when the stock reaches, you will order the quantity which you have decided, that is EOQ.
Yeah, because like we don't have to calculate the formula under maximum, minimum, those kind of, right?
That is not required, obviously. That is why you have two types of sums. One sum is only you are calculating EOQ and ROL, because ROL is the only most important figure, or you are calculating all stock levels, all levels. So that is why in practical life also, either some industries only follow the ROL level, they don't find out other levels because they are only satisfied or content with one level, or some industries, they calculate all levels, right? So you are correct. Yes, students, any further questions?
क्वेश्चन नंबर 14 के अंदर जो आपने कैलकुलेशन फर्स्ट का किया था, तो उसके अंदर आपने 300 और 500 के बीच के रैंक का क्यों लिया आंसर?
जो 14 क्वेश्चन था ना, इसमें जो लास्ट लेवल था 300 500, मैंने आपसे कहा कि ये जितने भी लेवल्स है, रेंज है, इसमें आप कौन सा फिगर लोगे? एक है आंसर, आप लोएस्ट वाला फिगर लो। तो उस केस में मैंने 300 लिया, 200 लिया, 500 लिया, 50 लिया, और पहले वाले में 20 लिया। दूसरा ऑप्शन है जो हम मैथ्स में करते हैं, वो है आप इन सारे रेंज का एवरेज निकालो। तो उस केस में यहाँ पे 25 आएगा, यहाँ पे समवॉट 75 आएगा, यहाँ पे समवॉट 150 आएगा, एंड सो ऑन। यस,
ये
अब
तो
आपका क्वेश्चन पूछो।
ये तो समझ आ गया, बट मोस्ट इकोनॉमिकल परचेस लेवल तो उसके अंदर मतलब मोस्ट परचेस लेवल 300 और 500 के
ये
बीच में
आया था
आएगा
हमारा
ऐसा।
आंसर, ये हमारा आंसर आया था, ये लेवल आया था। और ये लेवल निकालने के लिए अगर आपको याद रहेगा तो मैंने मेरे एग्जांपल में 300 क्वांटिटी को ऑर्डर साइज लिया था। तो मैंने आंसर क्या लिखा कि मेरा लेवल है 300 टू 500, जिसमें मुझे क्वांटिटी तो बतानी पड़ेगी ना, क्योंकि आप परचेस कितना ऑर्डर करोगे। तो वो ऑर्डर मैंने 300 लिया, क्योंकि मैंने मेरे वर्किंग में मिनिमम लिया था।
ओ ओ थैंक यू सर।
आप उसमें 400 भी ले सकते हो। एक बार आपको आपका लेवल मिल गया, उस लेवल में फिर आप अपना क्वांटिटी थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे कर सकते हो। फाइन,
थैंक यू सर।
ग्रेट, परफेक्ट। बेटा आई हैव एक्सप्लेन ऑल इलस्ट्रेशंस ऑफ माय दिस पीडीएफ। मॉड्यूल का अपन बाद में करेंगे, क्योंकि मैं अगर सब कुछ करने लगा तो फिर अपना कंप्लीट नहीं होगा। चलो, सो नाउ ऑनरिंग मयंक्स रिक्वेस्ट, बिकॉज अब मुझे इसके आगे कुछ और कॉन्सेप्ट्स लेने हैं। लेट अस हैव अ 2-3 minutes break, and yes Kasak, I'll take one or two sums on these stock levels, and then I'll complete the remaining theory concepts from this chapter, so that we'll be able to complete maximum of this chapter material. So it is 8:53 in my watch. We will resume in 2 minutes, 8:55. Fine. Now I'll take two examples for this stock level questions, and then we'll go to the remaining theory concepts of this chapter. Kindly practice from this chapter. Next lecture would be on another chapter. So maybe that may not be done, means we will not be able to give more time to this chapter. So you all practice. We'll take some extra time someday to discuss the questions and answers, right? Now, there are two types of questions relating to stock level. One, where only one stock level is asked, that is the ROL level. I call those sums as EOQ with ROL, where only one type of stock level is asked. And the other question is where all stock levels are asked. Now, what is the difference between these two questions? In this question, the formula that you use for ROL will be different, and the formula that is used in the other question is different. So I'll just show you on the screen the formulae. So these are the formulae. I hope you all have taken a screenshot of this so that it will be easy for you to calculate the answers. Now, so let me take you to this question first. So the question is that 50 items are required every day. So here they have given you per day consumption. So you require 50 items in a day, and there is a cost of 50 for placing the order. So your order cost is 50 per order. Then your carrying cost is 0.2. Again, it is per day. And they have given you leg time. Now see, when there is only one leg time given, it means they are giving you the normal leg time, because when somebody asks you okay, how much you sleep, how much you eat, or how much you work out, it will always be the normal figure that you will be mentioning. So where only one figure is given, it is the normal figure. So what are the questions asked? They are asking you to compute EOQ. So this is simple. EOQ is under root 2 AROC. Now please pay attention here. AR is 50 items was per day. So 50 multiplied by 365 days. Similarly, my C is also 0.02 per day, and we need carrying cost per unit per annum. So this also multiplied by 365. Right? So your annual requirement is, somebody put in the chat, 18,250. And your carrying cost per day per annum is 0.02 into 365. So it will come to something 0.73, if I'm not wrong. Just calculate it. 7.3. Okay. It will be 7.3. So it is 7.3 per unit per annum. Now replace it in this formula. Who was 50? So I get my EOQ, which is coming to 500. 500 items, 500 units, right? Now, reorder level. Now, this is the question where only one level is asked, that is reorder level. Also, if you pay attention, the lead time is also given only one. So you do not have maximum minimum. Also, the consumption is only one, that is 50 items per day. You do not have maximum minimum. So anyways, for this question, it cannot compute the other stock levels. So this question is only the question on ROL, for which the formula will be average consumption per day into average leg time. Again, average can be called as normal. Now, in this formula, there is one variation. The variation is, to this, you will add a safety stock if given in the question. So the formula is that whenever only reorder level is asked, so this is the formula as I had given, normal leg time plus average consumption per day. Now, what does this formula gives? It gives you, if let us say normal leg time is 2 days, my original earlier example, and your consumption per day is 40. So you say that, okay, I should place order whenever I am left with 80 units in my stock. So 22 days leg time, 40 units per day or average consumption. So you get 80 units as your reorder level by this formula. But then there is one small risk not small, a big risk, that you are believing that always it will be 2 days only. Yes, it is normal. It is applicable for 300 days, but not for 365 days. So for the remaining 65 days, you are carrying a risk. Similarly, when you are saying my consumption is 40 units per day, again, that may fluctuate or it fluctuates. So many times, the management people say that, okay, this is my reorder level, but let me add some more stock. So maybe I decide, okay, I'll keep 25 units extra in stock. Means I will order when my stock level is 105 units, where 80 units is the consumption which will happen during the lead time, and 25 I'm keeping extra as a safety, as a buffer stock. So my reorder level will be 105 units. So this is the formula for reorder level when only reorder level is asked and no other level is asked. So in this case, my average consumption per day is already given as 50 items. My average lead time, which is 32 days. As far as this sum is concerned, no safety stock is given, so I'm writing nil. So this becomes your reorder level. That is, you will place the order at this particular quantity. So what is your reorder level? It comes to 1600 units. So my EOQ was 500. So this is the quantity which I'll be ordering every time. And when I will order this quantity, when the stock in my godown of this item is reduced to 1600 units. So this is what is reorder level. And this is what is EOQ with reorder level. Remaining things, I'm not calculating number of orders because we all know all this, right? But still, chalo, okay, let me complete. How will we calculating number of orders? So for 3 number of orders, we all know the formula. It is AR upon order size, which is EOQ here. So AR is 18,250. Order size EOQ is 500 units. So how much is my number of orders? Number of orders is 36.5 orders. So in the whole year, I will be placing 36.5 orders. Now this is interesting. Point 4. Time gap between 2 orders or 2 purchases. So what is point 4? It is time lag between 2 orders. So if I place first order today, after how much gap I'll be placing the second order? Once I place the second order, after how much gap I'll be placing the third order? This is what is the time gap between 2 orders. Now it is interesting. I have 365 days in a year, and I have decided that in the year I'll be placing 36.5 orders. So in 365 days, if I'm placing 36.5 orders, so roughly 10 days will be the time gap. I hope this is understood. So I already calculated that I'll be placing 36.5 orders in the year. And in 365 days, if I have to place 36.5 orders, so roughly between 2 orders, the gap would be 10 days. So this helps me in making a schedule. After every 10 days, I will be placing the next order. I hope this is clear to everyone, right? Now, this is one of the sums. The other sum is when you have to compute all the stock levels. So I've taken the another example where all stock levels are required. So maximum, minimum, reorder, danger, all are required. Now here you will be given the details of maximum, minimum quantities also, because without that, we cannot compute. Divya, beta, associated cost means that ordering cost and carrying cost. That is why I just ignored, because we have been now used to calculating ordering cost and carrying cost. So Divya, what you have asked, associated cost, it means the ordering cost and carrying cost. Fine. Hardik, what is your question? Mean what? So this is a second type of sum where you are required to compute all stock levels. Now, in this question, as I said, you require maximum, minimum. If normal is given, fine, or else we'll also calculate average. Then you require the reorder quantity if it is given, fine, or else we'll compute the EOQ and danger level. That will be when only emergency lead time is given. Now, what all details are given? You are given reordering quantity is to be calculated as. So now you have to calculate EOQ because that is going to be your reorder quantity. So again, ordering cost is given. Number of units purchased during the year. So your AR is given. So this is O, this is AR, and this is the purchase price, fine. And this is the annual cost of storage. So this is C. So you'll first compute EOQ. So somewhere here only, give me the figure of EOQ. Kasak is asking, sir, is associated cost sum of ordering and carrying? Yes. So when they are asking associated cost, what we have been doing in previous sums, ordering cost plus carrying cost, you make a total of that. That is your associated cost. Yes. So EOQ, which I'm getting in this question, is 200 units. Now, what data I'm given? Pay attention. You are given details of lead time. Average is given, maximum is given, minimum is given. Now, interestingly, you observe that maximum plus minimum upon 2 is not coming as 10. It means this is what? This is your normal. So maximum is 15, minimum is 6, normal is 10. See, again, as I said, they use the word normal and average interchangeably. So that is why they have used the word average, but technically it is not average because average will come to 10.5. So what they have given 10 is your normal. Again, they have given lead time for emergency purchases because they have asked danger level. Again, for consumption, your average consumption per day is 15. Your maximum consumption per day is 20. I need one more consumption. So I'll compute this one more consumption per day. I hope you all can do that. See, maximum is given, average is given. So use the formula of average. Average is maximum plus minimum upon 2. How much is average? Average is given 15. How much is maximum? Maximum is 20. Minimum is not given upon 2. So 2 will come here. It will become 15 into 2, 30. 20 will be deducted over here. So minimum which I am getting is 10 units. So see, for computing all stock levels, you need to be first ready with all the data. Now, once I have the data, I will start computing. First, you should compute reorder level. Here, I'll compute reorder level by this formula, maximum consumption into maximum lead time. How much is your maximum consumption? Your maximum consumption is 20. How much is your maximum lead time? Maximum lead time is 15. So your reorder level comes as 300 units. Once you get reorder level, you can find out other levels also. So it is ROL plus ROQ minus minimum consumption into minimum leg time. So ROL is 300. ROQ, that is EOQ, we have already computed. It was 200 minus. How much is your minimum consumption? Minimum consumption we computed as 10 units. Minimum leg time is 6 days. So you get your ROL. 440. Not ROL, sorry, maximum. Then for minimum, you have ROL minus average consumption into average leg time. How much is your ROL? Your ROL is 300 minus. What is your average or normal consumption? It is 10 units. No, 10 units is 15. 15 units is my average consumption into average or normal lead time is 10 days. So I get this as 150 units. And then I find out danger level. It is my average consumption per day multiplied by lead time for emergency purchases. So what is my average consumption per day? It is 15. And the emergency lead time is 4 days. So my danger level is 60 units. Students, I hope these calculations are clear to everyone. So this is how you find out stock levels in both the scenarios. Right? Excellent. So then I'll take you to the remaining concepts of material. We'll try to cover majority of them. So we were here. We started our deliberation in the previous lecture from control aspect. In control, if you remember, I had mentioned there are two types of control. One is material control, which is the pure theory part. And if you remember, I had explained that material control means controlling all the three functions. So this is first part is controlling the purchase function. This is second part, which is controlling the storage function. And this is controlling the third, that is consumption function. So they have given you theoretical question and answers relating to steps in material control, requirements for material control. Then we come to the most important part, which is important for practical plus theory, inventory control. If you remember, what is inventory control? It is ensuring maximum output of or sales with minimum investment in inventory. I had just changed this word to optimum. So you need to carry optimum stock, neither too low, neither too high, and achieve maximum possible sales. How this is done? Two things you have to set right. Right quantity, right time. Right quantity is done by EOQ, for which we have the formula. Right time is done by the stock level, for which we have the formula. Right? After these two things or these two techniques are done, you have one more technique, which is very interesting, which is called as the ABC. Now, ABC is not a short form. It is a concept. However, in some author's book, I found this short form. So I have found this long term. So I have written it here, but there is no such long form of ABC. But some authors had mentioned it as always better control. That is not exactly the long form, but fine. I found it, so I just placed it here. Now, what is this ABC analysis? A, B, and C are three categories. So what does this concept says? For better control over your stock, you divide your stock into these three categories. Now, what does these three category basically mean and how this concept is very helpful in controlling? So I'll give you a practical example. Let us say I am Tata company, only Tata Motors, not the entire Tata group, only Tata Motors. Now, when I'm making different types of vehicles in my factory, the warehouse which I'm running is storing minimum 1,000 items because every truck, every vehicle requires from small nut bolt to the biggest thing, that is the engine, and everything that is required in my manufacturing of the car or the trucks that I do requires so many types of material items. As I said, ranging from small nut bolt to engine. Let us say there are total 1,000 items which are required for making these different types of cars and jeeps and all things. Now, in this particular case, I'm storing these 1,000 things. I'm using the word things means 1,000 different types of material items, and I need to do stock control. It is impossible. I repeat, it is impossible that for every stock item, for every 1,000 item, each item, I'll do EOQ, I'll do all stock levels. See, it is not problem of computing. You will compute, but applying it, that you'll remember everyone's stock level, you'll remember everyone's EOQ, and at the right time you'll do the right thing is very difficult. So what practical way out is done is we segregate these 1,000 material items into three groups: category A, category B, category C. Category A covers those material items which are very high in terms of their price, but low in terms of the quantity that is stored. C is exactly reverse. It is the one with low prices, but obviously the quantity is very high, and B are the moderate items. Now again, I'll give you an example of your kitchen because that is the best way to understand any concept practical. So in kitchen also, let us say we have around 50 to 60 items in kitchen, ranging from salt, different types of spices, then dal, rice, vegetable. You have around 50 to 60 items. Now again, it is impossible for anyone to manage everything for each of the items, keeping stock levels and taking the action of each stock level, because you have to keep on monitoring daily where each item stock level has reached, which is practically impossible. And also it is not required. So what we do is we categorize these 50, 60 items into three categories. First category will cover those items which are very highly priced, like kesar, like cardamom, not cardamom, elaichi, right? Like some other item which is very high priced. Now, if you see, the prices of these items are very high, and that is why the quantity that we buy of these items is very less. Now, interestingly, A category items comprise in value 60 to 70% of your total stock. Now, different books have different range. Some says it comprises of 40 to 50% of your total stock value. That is okay. Some 10-20% range here and there is fine because every author has their own logic. The basic idea is category A items, despite of being very less in quantity, but because of their high price, the total value of these items comprise major part of your stores. So whatever is stocked, whatever is stored in your house, in your kitchen, or in a factory's warehouse, more than 50% values only of category A, though the quantity is very less. Now what they say, apply maximum control. Find out all stock levels, find out EOQ, and apply all techniques to this. Because if you are able to control these A category items, automatically what will happen? You have controlled more than 50-60% in terms of value, and that is what is more important. C category is exactly reverse, where the quantity wise these items are very high. So taking example of this is salt, maybe even wheat, maybe rice, because these are low price items. So you even keep them in huge quantity, like rice and wheat we keep in terms of kilos or that gunny bags, the entire bag we purchase at a time. Now, these will comprise of major storage space. Why? Because they are huge in quantity. But despite of so much high quantity, the total value will be less because of its low price. So different books says that it is 10-20% or 20-30%, whatever. Now they say that maybe either you can apply no control or apply very nominal control, or you can delegate this work to your subordinates. Let the subordinate staff take care of this. Because even if there is a loss, let us say somebody takes away 1 kg of rice from your house, it will hardly matter 30, 40, 50 rupees, not more, until unless it is basmati. And if it is basmati, it will fall in category B. So interestingly, what is B? B will cover things like ghee, like basmati, or those items which are not very low priced, but also not very high. And quantity wise also you maintain okay quantity, like for ghee, like for basmati, you will buy 1 or 2 kgs at a time. So quantity wise also it is moderate, and value wise also it is moderate, and you apply medium control. So here you apply EOQ plus ROL only. Here you apply EOQ plus all stock levels, and here the main top person, the manager of the stores, will be taking care of. Here the store staff will be taking care of. Here maybe again the manager will be involved. So by segregating the item, your effort is divided. Here you put entire effort on A, and it is very easy because the quantity of these items is less. You do not devote any time on C, or you segregate, diversify to your lower staff, let them take control of that, and you can only monitor their reports. And B, you will exercise moderate control. So by focusing more on A and B, you are able to cover up 70 to 80% of your stores in terms of value. And even if you are able to secure that much, you have secured major portion of your stores. So this technique of ABC is basically not, I'll repeat, it is not actually giving you any separate calculation or technique like how we studied the earlier two, but it is giving you a direction how to apply the earlier two techniques. Now, contrary to this ABC, you have another concept, that is VED analysis. And interestingly, the results of VED are exactly contrary to ABC. Now, VED is a short form where V stands for vital, E stands for essential, and D stands for desirable. Now, again, what does VED analysis says? Again, you divide your inventory into 3 categories on VED basis: vital, essential, desirable. Now, VED analysis is from the manufacturing perspective. So technically, it is not an inventory control technique because it is not for controlling the inventory from the perspective of inventory control. It is focusing on your material items from the perspective of manufacturing. What it means? It means that when you categorize your material into this category, you will find that certain materials are vital. Without that, you cannot prepare your final product. In our example, it will be salt, it will be rice, it will be wheat. And desirable items are those which may or may not exist because it is not very important to your product. So in our example, it will be kesar, it will be your elaichi, it will be your any other very premium product. Now, interestingly, VD analysis says pay maximum focus on this, because if any of this is missing, your manufacturing will stop. And you can pay less focus to this, because this, even if it is not there, your manufacturing is complete. Whereas exactly opposite has happened in ABC. In ABC, we were placing maximum focus on this and minimum focus on this. So as I said, both these analyses are given contrary results, but both are applied. One is applied from the manufacturing perspective. So the manufacturing department applies VD analysis for controlling, because they want to ensure that all the vital items are present every day in sufficient quantity. Otherwise, the manufacturing will stop. And from the inventory control and the cost control perspective, we apply the ABC analysis. So these are two very interesting analysis by which you segregate your stock items, and each of the department will take their control measures accordingly. E is for essential, beta. Divya. E is essential. So essential are like dal, like basmati rice, which are important. Without that also, your production may not happen, but these are essential, means you may replace it with vital. But vital are those which cannot be replaced, right? Now, other techniques are simple. Two-bin system. Two-bin system says that whatever is your storage divided into two parts. In the lower part, you keep the quantity which is your ROL. And whatever is the additional quantity, keep it in the upper part. Now, let us say there is a lid here. So you are using your material from this upper part. The moment this material is exhausted, automatically you will come to know that ROL is achieved, because you are opening this lower lid to use this ROL item. So what happens is this two-bin system ensures that the ROL, which is the most important stock level, can be applied. Because many times, see, as I said, I have 1,000 items in my stores. I am Tata Motors. But I want to at least ensure that I'm at least able to order it in time. And for that, I want to apply the ROL technique. I'll find out the ROL figure. But the difficulty is I cannot remember ROL for each item. And the problem is when the stock reaches the ROL, I may not know. So this technique helps you in achieving that. And we are using it in our day-to-day life. The best example is the petrol tank of your vehicle. Your vehicle's petrol tank has a concept called as reserves. And the bigger the vehicle or the more long distance it is used, the reserve is bigger. Why? See, nowadays we have petrol pump at a distance of maybe 100, 200 meters, 500 meters. But if you go on highways and long distance road, maybe the petrol pump may come after some number of kilometers. Now, the moment your vehicle hits the reserve, we know that we have to go to the immediate nearest petrol pump. That is the time which you are getting. So that is the ROL level, which is the reserves level. So bigger vehicles have even 15, 20 liters as a reserve, because they are running on highway like big trucks, and they may not get a petrol pump in any near vicinity. They may have to wait for 30, 40, 50 kilometers. So their reserves is higher. So reserves concept in your petrol tank is the best example of two-bin system. Then some other ways are you prepare budgets, you use the budgetary control technique. Then you have another interesting concept of perpetual inventory and continuous stock verification. Now we know what is the meaning of the word perpetual. Perpetual also means continuous only. But the difference is this part is saying maintain your records perpetually. Perpetually means on a regular basis, day-to-day basis. And second is do your stock checking also on day-to-day basis. So do both these things on a daily basis, regular basis. Automatically, if you're preparing your records on daily basis, it will help you keep a check on your day-to-day stock items. If anything is going below, you can take action. Similarly, counting the stock on a regular basis will also ensure that there is minimum wastage, nothing is getting stolen, etc. So these are some techniques. Then another technique given is your control ratios. Now you already have this concept in FM chapter, where you have the ratio analysis chapter. Even in your accounts, you have this. Now we are not going to use all those ratios in costing. For the purpose of material control, costing only uses two ratios: input-output ratio and inventory turnover ratio. All these ratios you study in FM. So generally no questions are asked here because it is already covered in FM, right? Now, after understanding the control technique, let me take you to the accounting part. Now, what is accounting? Accounting and procedure means recording the details Now we have one set of books which is financial, that is always maintained. But many companies, because of the provisions of the Companies Act, have to compulsorily maintain cost records, and even cost audit is done. And many other companies or many other entities who may not be compulsorily required to maintain cost records, but because costing and cost account is so important, which we studied in our first session last week, that is why also many companies on their choice maintain cost and cost accounting records. Now, what are the cost accounting records? Documents that are prepared relating to the materials. That is what we are going to understand. Also, we are going to understand the procedure of placing order, procedure of placing order, receiving material, everything. Now, everything starts with the first step of estimating. So before you place order, you need to first find out how much material would be required. Now, what is the mechanism? You prepare budgets. These budgets are prepared by the planning department. Now, budgets are for all functions, right? From sales to production to material. This you are going to study in detail when we go to the budget chapter, where we are going to study or learn how to prepare budgets. Now, for the time being, let us just understand it theoretically. So I prepare budgets, how much sales will happen. On that basis, I found out how much production should be done. And on that basis, I find out how much material will be required. Now, this is done by my planning or budgeting department, and the list that they prepare for the material that is required is called as bills of material list, or in short, BOM. So BOM over here stands for bills of material. Bill does not means invoice. See, the word bill has multiple meanings in English. One bill means invoice, which we use in our day-to-day terminology. Another word, bill, means list. So my budgeting department, my planning department prepares a list of material that is required for the whole year. This list becomes my starting point for doing purchasing. Similarly, it may happen that besides my regular requirement, there may be some sudden requirement or requirement for some special job. Again, taking you to example of kitchen, this requirement is a requirement which is for our day-to-day needs. Whatever food items we require, your mommy prepares a budget of every month's or every week's requirement, and accordingly she will go and make purchases. But at times, let us say there is some special function that is being planned, or some relatives are coming on this Diwali or on the occasion of Eid, and you need to plan for their requirements. In that particular case, you or your mama will again prepare another list of material which will be required for that particular special occasion. Now, this is generally done by the engineering or work study department in a factory, because if a new type of requirement comes, which is not part of your regular requirement, maybe you need to study as to what materials would be required. So let us say Tata Motors is having their regular requirement for their regular range of vehicles. But let us say Russia enters into a special contract with Tata Motors, asking them to make or design a special type of vehicle for the Russian government people. Now, in that particular case, Russia will be giving their designs or their requirements as to what type of special gadgets they need in those vehicles, and Tata Motors has to make the vehicles according to their requirement. Now, this requirement is not your regular requirement. It may require different types of materials. So this particular requirement goes to your engineering department, which will study the requirement, and it will again prepare a bills of material, but this bills of material will be specific to this requirement. So both regular or special requirement, the outcome is the list of materials, which is called as BOM, that will be prepared. In the second step, we check the inventory level position that we expect for the year or that we wish to maintain for the year. This will be given to me by the stores department, and this will be coming to me in the form of inventory report. Now, what I do is, in the first step, I know my material requirement. In the second step, I know the stock levels which I wish to maintain. After doing adjustment for stock in my material requirement level, I come up with the next list, which is called as PRN. What is PRN? Purchase Requisition Note. Requisition means request. This note is prepared, which will be net of both these. So this is the quantity of material I require for consumption. This is the quantity of material which I expect in stock. The net of this is the material which I need to purchase from market. If there is no stock difference, then my BOM and PRN will show the same quantity. But if there is a stock difference, then my BOM and PRN will show a different quantity. Now, this is prepared by my stores or the user department. And this is the starting point of purchase function, because this list is given to my purchase department that during the year, you need to purchase this much of each of the material. Now my purchase department starts looking out for suppliers. How? It will ask different suppliers to send quotations. Like how mommy does, she will go to different portals to check the cost, the quality. She may visit different shop to find out their pricing and if somebody is offering credit, if somebody is giving some special offer. And on the basis of this data collected by the purchase department, again, the purchase department prepares a supplier evaluation sheet. So whatever data your mommy has collected from each website or each shop as to the price, as to the offers, as to the credit terms, etc., accordingly, she will tick that, okay, these items I'll purchase from this shop. These items I will order online. These items I will purchase from this shop. And practically, mommy actually does this. For different materials, she goes to different shop. Maybe in shop A, where she's buying 4 items, the other items are also available. But for the other items, she'll go to shop B. Maybe for some other items, she'll order online. Maybe for some items, she'll go to Big Bazaar or she'll order from some Big Bazaar app. Why? Because the prices are different. Maybe the packings are different. Some are giving some special offers on something, or with something they are giving something else free. So this is how she plans. And finally comes the placing of order stage, where different suppliers are given or place the orders. And the document, which is very important, which will also be useful in your audit chapter, is the purchase order. So the purchase order is sent to each supplier stating that, okay, we have selected you. We want to place this order. Here the purchasing department role is over. Now, when these materials are sent by the suppliers, they will reach your factory gate. At the factory gate, your gatekeeper or your receiving department will be doing this. What? It will receive, it will inspect, and if everything is as per your requirement, the goods are accepted and sent to stores. This is done by the gatekeeper, or if there is a special receiving department, that will be done. Supplier has sent delivery challan along with his material. Your gatekeeper prepares this, which is called as the goods receipt note or the inspection report. And finally, whenever the credit period is over, your account department will do the processing and will release the payment. So this is the whole procedure and steps. And in this, you have different types of documents like BON, PRN, GRN. We discuss all this. BOM is the requirement of material which will be required for production. PRN is after adjusting the stock. This is the quantity for which order is to be placed. And GRN is the report or the note prepared at your gate. It is about the quantity of material actually received. Now, after purchasing procedure is over, the next procedure is of the storage and consumption. In storage, what happens? The first step starts from GRN, that is continuing the above. You have received the material and the material has gone to stores. Now, the material are kept in stores. In stores, when the material is kept, now the material will be required for production. Now, all these functions are done by the storekeeper. So, storekeeper takes the material inside using the document GRN. Now, when it has to give the material to different production departments, it prepares a note called as MRN. What is MRN? A material requisition note. Sorry, storekeeper does not prepare the note. The respective production department which wants the material will prepare this note and will send it to the storekeeper. And on the basis of this note, the storekeeper will issue material to them. So the storekeeper has, let us say, 100 units of item A. Now, production department requires 10 units of this. So they will send a note calling it as material requisition note. So now they are requesting for the material. Again, 2 days after that, they will again send another MRN requesting 6 items. Again, after 1 day, they will send another MRN requesting 3 items. So on the basis of this request note, storekeeper will be giving them the materials. This is MRN. Many times the material which is sent by the storekeeper, the production is over and some material is left. If some material is left with the production department, the first option is they will return it back using again a document called as MRN. Now, since both are sounding same, that is why we call this as MRN1 and this as MRN2. So first MRN was for getting material. Second MRN is for returning the material. Another option which this production department has is instead of returning it, they may decide to transfer the material to the other production department if it requires the same material. So these are the documents which are prepared for receiving or returning the material. Now comes an interesting thing, that is the records which are kept by the storekeeper in the stores department. So the storekeeper maintains these records in the stores department. They are bin card, stock control card, and stores ledger. What are these? Let us understand. See, bin card is the card which is kept where that bin is. So just visualize your kitchen. In your kitchen, when you go, you keep many jars and many boxes in which mummy stores the material. Now, many times you'll find in your kitchen that on the jar, there is a sticker pasted. And that sticker is basically to give the name. Okay, what is inside this? It is haldi. Similarly, the bin card is a card which is kept where the bin is. So wherever your material is stored, the card is either pasted on that particular box or it is kept hung on the drawer of that particular box. In that card, obviously the name is written, but besides name, they write the date, the inward quantity, the outward quantity, and the balance. So these quantity details are entered date-wise, so that on the card itself, you will come to know what is the quantity of that particular material kept in that particular box or that particular drawer. So that is how this bin card works. Stock control or stores control card is again the same card like bin card, but it is not kept where the bin is. It is kept on the desk of the stores manager. So wherever the stores manager sit on his desk, he will keep cards for all the materials, and again it will have the same details. As against this, the third document, that is stores ledger, is what is kept in your accounts department. So your accounting department maintains a ledger. Now, if you all remember, I think in foundation you solved sums on FIFO-LIFO. If you have solved sums on FIFO-LIFO, what you were doing is preparing stores ledger, where similar details are there, but over there, along with quantity, you also have price and value. Now, the difference between these three stores records is these two are kept in the stores. This is kept in the accounts department. These two only cover quantity. This covers quantity plus value, right? Here, the entry is done by worker because he is the person who is going for keeping or removing the material from that bin. This is done by the store manager or the storekeeper, and this is done by your accounts department. So it is done by the accounting staff, which may also be using the software. So this is about these stores records. Sir, if you can upload the PDF of today's session and if possible, the solution. See, as I said, for solution study, I am not having any ready solutions for these. If I am able to compile, I'll do that, but that may be difficult because I have taken the sums from different books. Some I have self-created for practice. So practically, frankly, it is difficult better to give you any solution printed or written. Still, I'll check if I get something on some questions, I may share. Fine. Yes. Kumarasan, you have any question? No? Fine. Let me just complete some more theoretical aspects. Now, while the goods are in storage, if there is a loss, how is this loss treated in costing? Now, in costing, any loss is treated in the same manner. You first classified whether it is a normal or abnormal loss. What is abnormal loss? The loss which happened unexpectedly. There is some fire, there is some theft, and it was unexpected that this will happen. So, such losses will be charged or transferred to your costing P&L account. It means they will not be charged or added to any product. Why? Because it was not expected. It is not the regular loss. But if the loss is regular, expected, which we call as normal. So before, see, anyways, remember one thing, one very golden rule about costing is done on a pre-estimate basis. We discussed this in our first lecture. Now, if costing is done on a pre-estimate basis, only those costs can be added to the product which can be estimated or expected. That is where the concept of normal, abnormal comes. Normal is something which you are expecting, even losses you are expecting. While production, we know some quantity will go in the waste. Like while preparing daily food items, mummy knows that even if you have bought certain vegetables, let us say you have bought tomatoes 2 kgs, entire 2 kgs will not get converted into the output because something will be wasted while cutting the vegetables or while removing the skin of the vegetable. So that is your normal loss. But if something is lost beyond your expectation or beyond your computation, it is abnormal. So abnormal could not be expected at the start. So it will never be added to the price or cost of the product. It will directly go to the profit and loss account. So it is your loss. But if it was expected that it is normal, then whatever is the direct material which is used in production, the cost of normal loss of that direct material will be added to product. Whatever is indirect, the cost of that will be charged to your production overheads. So this is how losses are treated in costing. Fine. I hope this is clear to everyone. Am I clear with all? Correct. So, yes, beta. Rati Malini, you may please raise your question.
Sir, can I explain the abnormal loss again?
See, Rati Malini, abnormal loss is simple. You expect that when you buy 2 kgs of tomato to prepare some vegetable, the vegetable will be only 1.5 kgs because 0.5 will be wasted when you are cutting the vegetable, removing the skin, removing the seeds, etc. So 2 kgs will actually give you the output of 1.5 kg. That is that 0.5 kg which is wasted in the form of the skin or the seeds that you expected at the start. So this half a kg is normal loss. So while doing costing, you will add the cost of this half a kg in your product price. That is normal loss. However, today, when you were trying to cook this tomato, because of some wrong cutting, you wasted some good part of the tomato, or because you did not pay much attention, the tomatoes got wasted because of they being squeezed at the time of transportation or something. So out of 2 kgs, 1 kg was entirely wasted because of all these reasons, which is not expected, which is abnormal. So that 1 kg loss, which is abnormal, which is not expected, which is beyond your expectation, that is considered as abnormal and it will not form part of cost of your product. Because the simple logic is what losses are expected even before doing that work is normal. It could be estimated, it could be computed, and your customer is ready to bear that loss. Even if you include it in price, the customer will pay for it because it was expected. But something which is abnormal, like which is because of our inefficiency or our lack of management and anything, those losses the customer will never bear. We have to bear it. So we do not charge it to the customer. We do not add it in price of the product. We bear it by putting it in our profit and loss account. Right?
Sir, two doubts, sir. One is what is the difference between costing P&L and normal P&L account? Second doubt is this normal indirect loss you are telling. Now, what is this indirect normal loss?
Okay. So answering your first question first. See, normal, costing P&L of accounts, which we have been doing, is costing P&L where you will see all expenses at one place: purchases, wages, printing and stationery, depreciation, repair, maintenance, everything. This is your financial P&L. When we will go to the chapter of cost accounting, in that when we'll prepare cost P&L will show the cost of each product and it will show abnormal losses. So the only items in cost P&L are these, because in cost P&L, what has happened? All these expenses, which are normal expenses, have been added to the price of the product. So they appear as cost of each product. The expenses which are abnormal or which are not part of costing are shown separately as abnormal losses. This is the difference between cost P&L and financial P&L. Second question, what is normal indirect? What is normal direct? See, direct and indirect costs we discussed in the first lecture. So the material which is used in production is a direct material. Normal loss of direct material is that loss. Indirect material are those supplementary material which are not used in the production, but they support production. So those materials which are not used in production, which are not your raw material, which are only supporting, are indirect material. There can be loss even in that. I hope I have answered your question.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Divya, EBQ and EOQ are similar concepts. However, EBQ is related to output. Yes, I have covered it in this PDF itself. But EBQ is what you study in the chapter of batch costing. That is why I did not cover it here, but I just mentioned it here because the formula logic of EOQ and EBQ are similar. The difference is EOQ is for materials, EBQ is for your production and final product.
Sir, in EBQ, you have covered setup. What is the difference between setup and maintenance?
See, I'm not covering that today because it is part of another chapter, that is batch costing. But just I placed it here so that whenever you study that, you can link it with EOQ and you can understand that, okay, both are similar with few differences, right?
Setup and maintenance of mission, I must.
So that is different. So let us park that question maybe for the batch costing chapter, right?
Okay.
Perfect. So any other questions, students?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, whether that abnormal loss flow to financial P&L or whether it will be part of period cost?
See, what is period cost? Let us first understand. The costs which are not added to product, which are directly transferred to costing P&L are called as period cost. Now, period cost is a concept or a category. Period cost will cover all types of abnormal because that is not charged to product. And mainly period cost will cover those items like interest and those costs which do not come in costing because they are pure financial cost. So these items which are not charged to product, which are not part of costing, are called as period cost. Why they are called as period cost? Because they are directly transferred to the profit and loss, which we always say it is for a period, like it is generally for a year. So the costs which are directly transferred to P&L, which is obviously for a year, for a period, that is why they are called as period cost. And the cost which you charge to your product, which becomes cost, part of the cost of the product, they are called as product cost. Fine.
So in that case, abnormal loss is period cost and it will be recorded in financial P&L account?
No, see, understand this. I've already given you the difference between financial P&L. In financial P&L, everything is period cost. Why? Because in that we do not find cost of product. So from the perspective of financial P&L, everything is shown in P&L only. P&L means trading P&L. So if you want to put a word to that, everything is period cost because there is no product cost because we are not charging to the product. It means in financial P&L, we do not show cost like product XYZ cost and other costs. So over there, everything is debited to costing P&L. So it is as good as period cost. Whereas in cost P&L, we show cost in two categories. One, the cost which is charged to product, which is product cost, and all other costs which are debited to P&L. Besides this, they are all period cost. I hope I could answer.
In that case, sir, in that case, abnormal loss is an expense, right? We can consider it as an expense?
Yes. All abnormal losses are expense. In other words, you bear it out of your pocket because you cannot charge it to product and cannot recover it from your customers.
So in that case, it's a period cost and it should record in the P&L account, right?
Sorry. In that case?
In that case, abnormal loss should be recorded in P&L, financial P&L account, right?
See, please understand, in financial P&L, you have recorded all these costs. So whatever costs are incurred during that year, everything is recorded in your financial P&L. But over there, the names and terminologies are different. We will call it as purchases. We will call it as wages. We will call it as rent. We don't call it as cost of XYZ.
Abnormal loss.
See, in your purchase, you record the entire purchase cost. But out of that purchase cost, whatever is normally charged to product, and out of that purchase cost, what was abnormally wasted, we show it as abnormal. So this normal abnormal concept appears only in costing and not financial. In financial, entire cost is debited by one name purchase, by one name wages. Again, out of wages, whatever is normal is charged to product, and if there is any abnormal wages, it will go to abnormal. But this classification of normal abnormal cost is only appearing in costing.
Sir, but this is expense to the company, right? Because like we purchase 100 quantity and out of that 20 quantity will be abnormal loss. So that we have paid for the 20 quantity, but we are not recording in either in P&L means like that will be a loss, right? So we need to record it, right, somewhere.
Which P&L you are talking? P&L. Which P&L you are talking?
Financial.
So I'm again answering you, beta. In financial, you have already recorded a purchase of 100, na? So your entire 100 cost is already debited, na? Out of that 100 here, you are showing 80 and 20 because that is your costing classification of normal abnormal. Your financial has already recorded 100 as cost because you purchased 100, so it has shown cost of 100.
No,
correct, na? So it is already debited,
like, no, because like product cost is there. Product cost we will consider only normal cost, but in period cost we will consider as considering abnormal cost. But if we record all the, we consider all the quantity it should be in product cost, not in period cost, right? So that was my confusion, like whether we need to record in trading account or in P&L account. No. Yeah.
I hope now it is clear.
And that's what I'm just got some confusion in that, because like whether we need to record in trade, because like we are recording product cost of 100. In your case, if it's 100, we'd be recording as product cost, because if it's abnormal of 20, we'd record in P&L, right? Because it's a period cost. It's not related to product. So we need to record in either in part of P&L, right? So that's what I'm got confused, whether we recorded it in financial P&L account or not.
See, again, I'll repeat. I purchase 100 units. So already my trading account shows 100, right?
Yeah.
Now, if it is abnormally 20 units is wasted out of my raw material, I will have no separate entry in the P&L portion for that 20. I understood from where you are getting this. You are getting this from the concept of that loss by fire, right?
What we do not only that fire, but obsolescence is there, like inventory loss is there, like
again. So whether it is of material or of final product, if it is of material, it is already appearing in your purchase cost here. See, in costing, in financial, did you ever hear this term abnormal loss?
No.
Have you any? Because that classification is not there in financial. Financial has already reported it by this name, that is purchases for material, and for final product, if there is something lost by fire or something, that is shown in that particular manner. That is how it works, right?
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Yes. Any further questions, students?
सर स्क्रीनशॉट क्वेश्चन जो आपने करवाए थे ना ROL के.
Yes.
Hello.
Please go ahead. Yes.
क्वेश्चन ROL के करवाए थे ना आपने, तो उसके स्क्रीनशॉट मतलब क्या PDF कहीं पे डाउनलोड होगा या फिर
ये जो PDF आपको दिख रहा है, ये PDF ऑलरेडी मैंने लास्ट लेक्चर के बाद अपने पोर्टल पे अपलोड कर दिया. You can download it from there, बेटा. This entire PDF is already uploaded there.
सर ये मिला नहीं, बॉस ऐप पर भी नहीं मिला, पोर्टल पे कहाँ मिलता है सर?
I'll request you just check with the technical team, because last lecture के बाद I had already uploaded. I'll request other students to please confirm आपको मिला या नहीं मिला.
Sir, it is there. Sir, it is there in BOS app, sir.
Okay, fine. So it means it is there, but you can just check with the technical team from where you can download.
You need to go to that app. Download note is there. You can download it from there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Please ask.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, both VED analysis and ABC analysis used for inventory control.
No. VED is for manufacturing control and ABC is for inventory control. Both are different.
Okay.
Yes. There is one question in the chat box which says, sir, if there is any balance adjustment in the cost P&L, then will it be balance of costing? Then will the balance of cost P&L be charged to normal P&L? No. See, these are two different books, Pooja. So you cannot transfer balance of one book to another. So it remains in that particular book only. Right? Great. So I think I've covered all questions. So that's it for today from my side. Students, please read, go back to this lecture recording for any doubts, and also solve further questions. If we get time in some other session, I'll definitely would like to cover these answers. But even if that is not the case, you may ask your doubts in the next lecture. We'll cover up in the first part of our lecture the doubts, right? So till then, take care and please study. Subject is very interesting. You just need to take some extra efforts because it is a new subject. Once you start getting more deeper into it, you'll start enjoying it further. Fine. So that's it for the day. We meet again in the next lecture. Thank you.